Live from Mosaic Stadium, it is the 2013 Canadian Bowl. The Regina Thunder going after their first ever Canadian Junior Football Championship and their first ever appearance in the Canadian title game. But they have a tough opponent in front of them, a team who is no stranger to being here, the Vancouver Island Raiders out of Nanaimo, BC. I'm Mitchell Blair, proud to bring this one to you live on Access 7. We're also streaming on the Thunder website, so wherever you're watching this game from, we hope you enjoy it. I'm with Drew Barson. Drew, we know a lot about the Thunder, obviously. We don't know a lot about the Vancouver Island Raiders, but we do know they are a very good football team. They're a team that's been to the Canadian Bowl. This should be a pretty good contest.
Yeah, the VI Raiders are a very well-coached team. They've been here before, so they know what it's all about. On the Thunder side, haven't been here before, just winning their first PFC championship and hosting the game here. It's a big moment for this Thunder program here. I can tell you, it's not just the players that are excited. It's the alumni, the support group. Everyone's excited about this game, so it's going to be a doozy here today.
There has been a lot of buzz in the community about the Thunder. Of course, they've been in the Prairie Football Conference for 14 years. They took over when the Rams moved up to university football, but they've never had a championship, and they got that last weekend in Saskatoon. And, Drew, there would be some that would say, you know what, is that sort of the pinnacle, the fact they finally beat the Hilltops? But I think these guys, to a man, and Scott McCauley has preached it all week saying, hey, it was great that we beat Saskatoon, but we've got one more to go.
Yeah, I don't think they lost focus after they beat the Hilltops. It was a big step, but these guys are focused and they know exactly what their goal is. I know when I was in my fourth year on the team, we had signs go up that said, "I'm here to win a Canadian championship," and every day those guys go into that locker room and look up at that sign, and they know what they're here for. So I don't think they've lost any focus after that Hilltops game.
We are expecting a dandy here this afternoon, and we hope wherever you're watching it that you enjoy the next few hours as we bring you the Canadian Bowl, the Thunder and the Raiders, live on Access 7.
The call. It is a tail.
We'll defer.
You'll defer? Vancouver Island defers. You want the football. Which end would you like to defend in the first? You'll stay here? Thunder will be receiving.
You
Guys,
just
let's have
heard
a
the
good
coin
game
toss, and the Regina Thunder will receive the football to start this football game off. If you have been outside in Regina today, you know it's cool, but it's not that bad. Drew, -3, a northwest wind at 15. It's at least comfortable.
Yeah, no, for this Thunder team, I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. They've been practicing in poor weather all week, and it's they're well prepared for it. It might be a big factor for this Vancouver Island Raider team coming from the island, obviously. Overheard their coaching staff talking before the game. When they left in Nanaimo, it was shorts and T-shirt weather, so let's see how that plays into effect today.
They have been here for a few days, though, so it's not like they just got off the plane last night and got hit with it.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, but it's going to be an interesting storyline to follow all through the day.
The Regina Thunder, of course, in their first ever Canadian Championship game. It was a huge win for this team 2 weeks ago. They went up to Saskatoon and beat the Hilltops 21-16 to win the PFC title. And of course, they did it all in Scott McCauley's first year, and what a job Scott McCauley has done with this Thunder team in year one. I knew a lot of people knew that Scott would do a good job with them when he took over from Erwin Klempner. I don't know if a lot of people thought they'd be in this position today in year one.
No, Scott's done a great job in, kind of picking up where Erwin left off, and faced a lot of changes this year. They lost a lot of guys, not only to graduation, but also a few key contributors from last year's team moving up to the CIS or just deciding not to continue with their football. So Scott had a lot of adversity to face in the offseason here and filling roles on the team, but he's done a great job with this team, playing to the team's strengths, and good for Scott here.
Ryan Jones is the kicker for the Vancouver Island Raiders. And we are underway as with the football at his 15-yard line is Scheinbein. Scheinbein, 25-30, gets to the 35-yard line before he is tripped up, and that's where the Thunder will start off. Their quarterback, the All-Canadian Asher Hastings, and what a year he had.
Yeah, I'm looking. Asher's picking up his game right where he needs to. He's on point right now. He's been playing very, very well, not missing a lot of his passes. I think in the playoffs he has a 69% completion percentage rating, and with the group of talented receivers he has, getting Mitch Thompson back from injury too is huge for Asher.
As mentioned, Mitch Thompson back in the lineup. He missed the PFC final with the concussion. Hastings will throw on first down. He looks over the middle, has a completion. It is Jacob Carr, and Carr will cross the 50-yard line, get to the 51 before he is brought down. It'll be a first down for the Thunder right off the bat. That's going to do well for your confidence.
Yeah, I think caught VI a little off guard with how well the running game has been going for the Thunder here in this postseason. I'm sure everyone thought that they were going to run a pass play, but run a nice play action fake. Pass over to Jacob Carr, wide open in the middle of that zone in the open field there. Big pickup on the first play of the game.
Thunder from the shotgun again. The handoff to Brown. Brown to midfield, and then he is going to be, although they're going to bring it out to the outside. And
wow, that was an interesting play.
An interesting play.
They ran the play fake to Nick Brown up the middle. Fooled me. I didn't realize what was going on, but Asher kept the ball and flipped it out to Jacob Carr. Nice pickup of 9 yards for the Thunder offense, rolling early here.
Very nice pickup. We'll see that again here on the replays. You see the fake handoff there, and then the little dump pass out to Carr.
I think the only person that didn't bite on it was Tristan Koronkowicz of that end for the Raiders, but he was kind of out of position, couldn't really get there to make the play.
This time the handoff goes to Brown, and he will juke his way up, try to get to the 45-yard line, but he is not able to do so, and it should be enough, though, for a first down, and it will be as the Thunder move the sticks, and they are driving here to start this Canadian Bowl.
Yeah, good start for the offense early on. It's going to be interesting to see how well this VI defense plays against the Thunder's offense. They run a high-powered offense, put up a lot of yardage and stats, and I don't know if VI's faced an offense like this all year coming from the BCFC.
First down for the Thunder. The handoff to Brown. Brown cuts it to the outside. He's to the 45. Brown gets to the 40. A flag comes down, as does Brown at the 40. Flag looks like it could be against the Thunder. This might be a hold.
Yeah, it's in the area of holding, and that's what it's going to be called. It's going to be called on Kyle Deshane, the right tackle. He held on a little too long there on the edge, and just barely got the hold call there.
Our referee today is Dale Jacobson. He's out of Winnipeg. The umpire, Cody Johnson. The head lineman out of Regina, Rob Hendry. The line judge is Davin Overland. The side judge, Kevin McWilliam. The back judge, Bob DeMonso. And the field judge, Adam Demonak. Holding was the call, so it'll be 1st and 20. Ball at the Thunder 53. We are just underway. Live on Access 7, it's the Canadian Bowl, the Thunder and the Vancouver Island Raiders. Hastings on first down, has time, going deep, has a man out there, and he cannot bring it down. That was Preston Buse out there at the 30-yard line and had it in his mitts, but he just couldn't bring it down, and that's a tough one because he knows he could have had that one.
Yeah, it was a little underthrown by Asher, but Preston Buse is a big body who can come back and use his body positioning and size to shuck off defenders and get up and make the ball. I think that was just all on Preston, just didn't come down with it.
Fabian Ross on the coverage, and he did a good job as well to prevent Buse from bringing that one down. 2nd and long, Hastings from the shotgun. Hastings has time, throws over the middle. Carr is rocked as the ball. He was separated from the ball just as it arrived, and that was Nigel Henry, I believe, with the big stick on the Regina receiver, and the punt team will come out.
That was I think the Thunder got what they want. Obviously, didn't get what they want is points, but we did a good job of kind of testing out the waters here against this VI defense and knowing what they have to work with here.
It was Andrew Rowe with the stick on Jacob Carr. William McGee will get rid of this football. And back for Vancouver Island, Whitman Tomasak. He's going to field it at his 23-yard line. Tomasak cuts to the outside, then a great job on a special teams tackle. as making that play for the Thunder, it was Paul Toth.
Paul Toth is a special teams demon. I don't think there's a special team that he isn't on, but no, he does a good job of going in there and making plays on special teams for the Thunder, and that's no bigger play than that. Thomas Sack had some room to run there, and Toth got in there, realized he was the only one to make that tackle. A nice shoestring tackle by Paul.
Jamie Ibarra is the quarterback for the Vancouver Island Raiders. And he will hand it off. Correction, the quarterback is Jaden Marwick. Ibarra is the backup. Marwick, no stranger to Mosaic Stadium. He's from Winston Knoll High School. He's from Regina native, so.
Yeah, he had a good career at Winston Knoll Collegiate. Didn't play the majority of the year as a quarterback in VI. I think he saw some time as receiver early in the year, but took over in week 11 and kind of hasn't taken his foot off the gas here, and finds himself in starting in the Canadian Championship against his hometown team.
As you said, Marwick taking over for Ibarra late in the season. On second down. Throw out to the far side is caught, but getting no yak yards on the play. The catch made by Dustin Rodriguez, but out there on the tackle it was Tanner Hope. And you don't get much better games than what Tanner Hope had in the PFC final up in Saskatoon.
Yeah, Tanner had 5 knockdowns, matching the PFC championship record for knockdowns in a game. That, just a step behind by Tanner there, but I'm sure if they run that to his side again, it's not going to be the same story. I don't see him coming down with that ball later on in the game.
Some early movement as the ball gets handed off to Andrew DeLeon, and DeLeon gets up to around midfield, and then there's a late shot, but I don't think that's going to get called, as you saw Jordan Kuziak lay out one of the Thunder players after the whistle had gone, but that should be enough. Well, we see a flag on the turf, but I don't think it's going to be for that late hit. We'll see what the call is here.
Regina, penalties decline. First down.
Offside on Michael Bittman. That's going to be declined, and it will be first down for the Vancouver Island Raiders at their 54-yard line.
You don't want to see the Thunder giving up big plays up like that early in the game. Hopefully they can adjust and make some changes not to give those up.
Marwick looks over the Regina Oatner defense. Marwick will hand it off to DeLeon, and he's got a lot of yards. 45-40. DeLeon 35, down inside the 35 to the 31-yard line. And early on, the Raiders finding some success on the ground with Andrew DeLeon.
Yeah, and that's been the Thunder's weakness all year, is defending the run, playing with a lot of newcomers up in the interior of that D-line. VI's doing a nice job of running pulls and moving their offensive line around to draw the defensive linemen and the front seven away of the Thunder away from where the ball is actually going.
Marwick from the shotgun on first down. Hands it off to Richot. Richot will not get a lot of yards as he is brought down in the arms of Taylor Garrett. Short gain on the play, and it'll be about second and we'll say a long 8.
I think that was Michael Bittman on the tackle there. He came off the block nicely, did his job, and flowed to where the ball was going and saved a big run.
Marwick calls the play in the huddle. Second down and 8. Raiders in the shotgun. Marwick throws as he is hammered, then the ball is just about intercepted. Tanner Hope had it in his hands, but he couldn't bring it down. And Tanner Hope will wish he had that one back, because if he could have secured that football, he might have had a lot of room down the sidelines.
Yeah, I'm sure Tanner's going to be kicking himself in the rear end for that one. Tanner doesn't drop a lot of picks. He has second on the team this year in picks with 3 behind All-Canadian safety Chris Tunnicliffe. Just, maybe get a new set of mitts on him there.
Marwick took a good lick on that play, too. So it'll be a 35-yard field goal attempt. And it'll be Ryan Jones with the attempt. Ball right in the middle of the field. Flags go down. Jones's kick is up. It is good. Now we await to see what the flag is. But as it stands right now, the Raiders have 3 on the board.
It looks like they're signaling to a penalty on VI.
So wipe the 3 off the board now.
Illegal formation. 1, BC. Are you Vancouver Islands? Third down repeated.
Will Jones try a field goal again now, or do they bring out the punt team?
That's the question here. You kind of got to know what your kicker's got in his leg here. That'd be a long field goal, but it looks like he's lining up for it.
So Jones, good from 35 moments ago, will now try from 41. The holder is Jamari Bennett. Snaps a little high, but the kick is up, and it is good, so it didn't matter whether it was from 35 or 40. Ryan Jones is good, and the Vancouver Island Raiders are on the board first here this afternoon at the 2013 Canadian Bowl. They lead the Regina Thunder by a score of 3-0 with just over 8 minutes to play in this first quarter.
Yeah, that was a nice opening drive for VI. Had some big plays and some successful plays at that. So let's see how the Thunder's defense adjusts to that the movement on VI's O-line there now that they have it kind of tested out and know where they stand.
Urbach and Scheinbein will head back here for the kickoff. Scheinbein on the near side, Urbach on the far side. The kick will come down to Scheinbein at his 10, 15-20. Scheinbein trying to get to the outside, cuts it back inside. He'll get up to around the 30-yard line. I don't know if they'll give him the 30 or not, but that is where this drive will start for the Regina Thunder.
Yeah, nice return by Mike there, running it. Looks like they tried to get him across the field there and get him into some open space, but a good job of the cover team from the VI Raiders to get down and kind of snuff that out. Good, decent field position for the Thunder here starting out, however.
First down for the Thunder, ball at the 30. The handoff to Brown as flags fly. Brown to the 35, and he'll get to about the 36 before he is brought down. And I would have to think that either somebody maybe lined up offside or not, because that just flew right at the snap. So we'll see. Is somebody offside?
Too many men. Regina.
Too many men.
First down repeated.
So
little miscommunication there. One thing we're going to see from this Thunder offense today is we're going to see 71 Mitch Thompson being moved around quite a bit. Traditionally, he lines up at that short side wide receiver position, but obviously there was some miscommunication with the fullback Justin Bannon there not knowing the formations, and moving someone around like that might cause some confusion out there.
Hastings will throw it out to Thompson. Thompson on the hit screen, 20-25. Thompson gets to the 30-yard line, crosses the 30, gets the penalty yardage back, and that's a nice pickup on first down for the Thunder as they just throw it out to Mitch Thompson and let him do the rest.
Yeah, that's a smart play call by offensive coordinator Stephen Ensign, getting the ball in your best offensive player's hands, Mitch Thompson, and letting him get that yardage back. It makes it an easier second down play than possibly missing a deep pass down the field and going 2nd and 20 or what have you.
12-yard pickup on the play, 2nd and 8. Hastings will throw again. Hastings looking downfield, and that one is going to be caught at midfield, making the catch. It is Mitch Thompson, and he went up and got that one, and that's a big first down for the Thunder at midfield.
Yeah, you can pretty much throw any ball you want up to Mitch Thompson. He's going to find a way to go up and get it, and that shows why he's on that Riders practice squad, which he's been working with all year, and that shows the confidence Asher has in his top receiver there, Mitch.
Hayden Mebbs was on the coverage, but he couldn't do anything about it. First down for the Thunder. At midfield, they trail this game 3-0. 6:15 to go in the first quarter. Handoff to Brown. Brown crosses midfield, can't get to the Vancouver Island 50-yard line as he is driven back by a handful of Raiders, including Nigel Henry.
That's going to be a big thing this game, is whether or not the Thunder can get their running game going. VI seems to have a little undersized, but a big, fast, aggressive defensive front. So, and they like to send pressure. So, it's a lot of this game's going to, and how this offense flows, relies on how well this offensive line opens up holes for Nick Brown.
They'll give Brown a gain of 3 on first down. 2nd and 7 ball at the Raider 52. Hastings throwing, has a completion, and making the catch down there. It is Tristan Dice, and that'll be enough for a Thunder first down. Of course, Tristan Dice, the son of Rider assistant coach Bob Dice, who I know is in the building. I saw him here. Of course, the Riders had their last walkthrough before tomorrow's game against the BC Lions. I saw Bob just before I started to come up the ramps, and he's an excited dad today, as well he should be.
Absolutely. Tristan's done a nice job of stepping in as a young guy and making some big plays, and there's no really step down from Tristan or an older guy on the team here.
On first down, Hastings hands it off to Brown. Brown doesn't find a lot of room out there, and he'll squeeze ahead for maybe 2 or 3 yards if they're generous. But again, a short pickup on first down, and we'll see what the Thunder have in their playbook here on 2nd and long.
Yeah, I think a lot of this game is going to have to ride on Asher Hastings' arm and the talented group of receivers he has across the board, spreading the ball out to guys like Mitch Thompson, Will Heward, Jacob Carr, and letting them get the ball in their hands and seeing what they can do.
Haven't seen Will Heward yet, but you got to know that his number will be called at some point. And there's as Hastings draws Koronkowicz offside. He was almost ready to shake Asher's hand in the backfield.
Yeah, that's something the Thunder have been doing for the past number of years here, and I don't think these BC teams are going to be accustomed to that
offside,
trick that the Thunder
Vancouver
run.
Island, number 91, 2nd down repeated.
So that'll make it a much more comfortable 2nd and 3 for the Thunder. They have the ball at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, you pretty much have your pick of the playbook here when you're this close to the first down.
Good crowd out here at Mosaic Stadium on this chilly Saturday afternoon. Handoff goes to Brown. Brown across the 30. Brown trying to get to the first down stick, and I do believe he got it, Drew.
Yeah, that was a good play called. 99 Quinton Bowles was right on Nick's heels the whole way, but they know that Asher's not going to keep that ball and run with it, I think. So I don't think they're going to be sitting and waiting to see any quarterback boots here.
3:40 to go in this first quarter. The Thunder trail it by a score of 3-0. This is their second possession of the football game. And Hastings doesn't like what he sees, so he will call a timeout.
And going back to what you said about the crowd out here, it just shows how excited this community is about this Thunder.
A lot of buzz about this game this week.
Absolutely.
Usually there's, and I don't want to, there's usually not a lot of buzz around the Thunder, even though they've been around for a long time. But obviously they're the third rung on the ladder here. It's Riders, Rams, and then Thunder. But you know what? This team just seems to be picking up more and more steam, and I think a lot of people started to notice what they were doing this year under Scott McCauley. There was a lot of excitement when they went up to Saskatoon to play the Hilltops, and ever since they won that game, there's been a tremendous buzz about this Thunder franchise for the last 2 weeks, and this is really a statement game for the franchise. That's a Captain Obvious type statement, but
absolutely.
Certainly, though, this is one today that win or lose, it's a milestone moment for this franchise.
Yeah, it's big. It gets the Thunder name out there and gets people excited. I mean, I was at practice on Wednesday night. They had the Regina Fire Department was there honking their horns and putting out their sirens, just showing the Thunder that they did have the community support, and everyone's excited for this game.
On first down, Hastings wants to throw, going deep, has a man, touchdown, Thunder, Brady Keller!
Talking with Asher this week, he had told me that he likes the matchup of Brady Keller versus Fabian Ross, the corner there, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of passes going Brady's way today. Huge play by Brady. I remember Brady when he was in his first year. He got his first start in the PFC final against the Hilltops and came away from that game with a touchdown. So he's a big game performer, and look for Brady a lot this game. They like that matchup for sure.
McGee with the convert. It is up and through, and the Thunder have a 7-3 lead on the Vancouver Island Raiders with 3:19 to go in this first quarter.
That's a big score to have early in the game. With at home with the community out backing you. Mind you, there is a lot of Vancouver Island Raiders fans here, as the Vancouver Island Raiders recruit from all over Western Canada.
Yeah, you take a look at their roster. They are not Nanaimo-centric.
Yeah, I did my homework this week, and they have 29 BC area players, and 35 from out of province. They have 13 from Alberta, 6 from here in Saskatchewan, 5 of those guys from right here in Regina, 15 in Manitoba, 3 from Ontario, and they have a guy from out in the Maritimes from Nova Scotia as well. So that's one of the reasons Vancouver Island is so successful, is because they're going out of province rather than sticking close to home, where all the teams in the BCFC are kind of recruiting from. They know that they have to go out of province in order to be successful, and they've done a great job of that.
Tomasak and DeLeon are deep, awaiting this kick from McGee. And this one's going to be short. It's going to come down to DeLeon at the 20. DeLeon to the 25. DeLeon 30, 35, 40. DeLeon still on his feet. 50-yard line. He's up to midfield before he is brought down by Sean Russell. But a nice return there by the Raider kick returner / running back. And they're in good field position here as they look to cut into this 4-point Regina lead.
Yeah, and there's going to be a penalty against the Thunder here as well. Isaiah Dobney taking a boneheaded penalty here. They're gonna tack on some extra yardage here. I found it funny though.
Necessary roughness, hands to the face. 35 Regina, first down.
And all Isaiah did was, he beat his man and out-muscled his man, and when he went to get up, he put his hand on his face mask and used that as a stool to get up. But you can't be making foolish penalties like that in this game, especially after a big return like that. That's just selfish, and it might end up hurting you in the long run here.
Marwick on first down. Fakes the handoff. Marwick wants to throw. He'll throw it across the middle and making it a nice block and cutting it down the sidelines. It is Dylan Schrott. And looked like there could have been a little bit maybe of a clip out there, but
yeah, it looked like
nothing's going to be called.
It looked like Tanner Hope was
down.
trying to come off his block and was kind of getting held up there. That was a good play by VI, though. Short little dump-off pass and letting your playmakers get to the ball. You kind of see Tanner Hope come in there late. It kind of looked like his receiver blocking him had a hold of his arm, so Tanner wasn't able to get off and make that tackle. I'd say that's a missed call.
First down for the Raiders. Ball at the 31-yard line. Marwick hands it off, and not getting a lot will be Ashton Galloway, as he is brought down in there by a couple of Thunder. Michael Bittman, one of the ones in there, also in there, Terry Giovanetti.
Yeah, Terry just kind of got left in the wash there with all that motion from that offensive line of the VI Raiders, and just kind of stood his ground, and he was right there to make the play.
They'll give him a gain of 4 on the play, so it'll be 2nd and 6. Marwick under center. Audibling at the line of scrimmage. Marwick hands the football off, and taking it for what should be close to first down yardage is DeLeon, and that should be enough for a first down. It will be as they move the sticks. So Vancouver Island, after the Thunder go down and score, marching right back down the field. They did this the first time they had the ball as well, but the Thunder defense held in this area, and that resulted in Vancouver Island having to kick a field goal. But the Raiders are looking for more than 3 on this drive. Marwick fakes the pitch, and Marwick now decides to pitch it out, and that was a risky play. Ball comes loose, and the Thunder have it.
That was huge. That play could have spelled disaster for the Thunder there after Marwick pitched it away. He had a lot of open field to go, but I'm not sure who got in on the
Chris
tackle.
Tunnicliffe ends up with the football. We'll have to look in the replay here, but what an ugly play by the Raiders here. Either decide to run with it or pitch it, son, but he just had too much hesitation here, and he just was bound and determined he was going to get that ball out to delay on, and he was fortunate to get the pitch out to him, and then who is it there on the strip?
Tanner Hope got his hand on the ball early, and then Ben Similuk just came and popped him and knocked that ball loose. So good job of Chris Tunnicliffe knowing where he is on the field and getting to that ball.
Flags come down as the snap, and I think the Raiders are going to get called for offside again here, as I believe Hastings, and they're really having some problems with this cadence.
Yeah, and what they do is they'll run similar to what
Vancouver Island, first down repeated.
Similar to what you see the Riders run is they'll run out all the receivers up like they're going to run the play, and they'll stop at the last second and back on up, try and draw someone offside and get some easy yards here. And like I said, I don't think Vancouver Island has seen that at all. So it's going to be a big adjustment for them, and it kind of puts them back on their heels a little bit, takes them away from firing off the ball.
1st and 5 after the penalty. Hastings throws, has a completion. It's Thompson. Thompson gets away from the first couple of defenders, but then he is smacked by Rowe, and Rowe may have taken a little bit too much of that, and now Thompson didn't like the treatment he was getting, and the refs come in and say, boys, calm her down a little bit. It is going to be, where are they going to spot that? It should be enough for a first down.
I'm surprised there wasn't a penalty on that play. Ash Gant came from across the field to give Mitch a shot there. That's I don't think you can let that kind of stuff go in this game, but they're going to let them play, right? So you got to have to live with that.
Dylan Chapdelaine come in with a late, sort of a spear almost from the back, but they are going to let that go. It is going to be 2nd and 1, so they didn't give Thompson the first down. I thought he had enough for it. On 2nd down, the handoff. And look at that surge by the Thunder O-line, as that's Justin Bannon with the football, and what a great surge by the Thunder O-line, and now a late flag comes down, and tell you what, it only took a quarter for these guys to get a little heated with one another.
And that Justin Bannon's a big, strong runner, and he's a guy it's gonna take more than 2 or 3 guys to bring him down. He's not giving up easy.
20, Vancouver Island, first down.
Nigel Henry going to be charged with the rough play, and that's going to move the ball up 15 yards.
A lot of highlights I had watched from the VI Raiders. They get a little heated and when things aren't going their way. They don't like when things aren't in their favor. So they're going to take foolish penalties like that. So if the Thunder can stay up and stay focused, that could really benefit them going on later in this game.
First down for the Thunder. Ball at their 38. This should be the last play of the first quarter. Nick Brown with the football. Brown 40, 45, 50. Brown 55 inside Raider territory. Nick Brown with a big gain to end this first quarter off for the Regina Thunder as he rips one over the left side. And that's got to give the Thunder a good momentum boost here as we get ready for the second quarter.
That's huge for the Thunder's confidence, momentum going into the second half of this first half here. So I don't see Thunder letting up on this drive here, at least. It seems VI's defense is getting a little frustrated with what's going on in the field. So I know Scott McCauley has his guys coached up to stay calm, cool, and collected and not take any bad penalties here.
Let's go down to Carlin Harhoff, the third member of our crew today. She's with Chris Tunnicliffe. Carlin?
Chris, you came up with the big turnover at the end of the first just to keep them to 3 points. What did you prepare for? What did you see? What did you expect from the Raiders offense coming into this game?
We knew that they were very fast and they had a very aggressive style offense, and right there they just had a sweep, I believe, and our guys just had a really good pursuit on the ball, and they were lucky enough to force it out, and I was also lucky enough to be in the right spot to pick it up. So we were just where we needed to be.
Great, well, keep it up. Great first quarter. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay, thanks, Mitch.
Thank you.
Mitchell Blair, Drew Bars, Carlin Haroff back with you at Mosaic Stadium. Thunder lead at 7-3. First play of the second quarter. Coming up, it will be a 1st and 10 after that big run by Brown. Hastings from the shotgun. We'll hand it back to Brown, back to Hastings. Little flea flicker. Hastings going deep. Has his man. And oh, he cannot squeeze it. It was Heward. Had it and couldn't squeeze it. That play worked to perfection except the very end. And that's a tough one for the Thunder. There is a flag down back at midfield.
Will Heward doesn't drop a lot of footballs. I'm very surprised to see that, but he just kind of caught it awkwardly, and the safety for VI, Jackson Wiley was in a good position to be there to make that play. But one thing
wouldn't have mattered because the flag's on the Thunder.
Okay. But yeah, one thing talking with Asher earlier this week is that their safety is very aggressive to play the runs. So obviously they installed that flea flicker this week to kind of hopefully get him to bite on that. Stole 7 points away from the Thunder there.
1st and long. Hastings throwing deep. Has a man, and it's Thompson out of bounds. Inside the 20 to the 7. They're going to put it at the 18. What a great throw by Asher Hastings. Put it right where it had to be.
Yeah, the Raiders blitzed DeChamplain up the middle there, and he got a shot on Asher, but it was a very good job of Asher standing in tough and making that throw to Mitch. And like I said earlier, there's not a lot of passes that you're going to throw up to Mitch and him not come down with. So Asher's very confident in that throw. He's just got to stand in tough like he did there in order to make that throw, and spells good for the Thunder.
Coverage was all right by Cole Bishop, but that just shows you what type of talent Asher Hastings has. On 1st down, Hastings hands it to Brown. Brown cuts it back towards the middle. He's to the 15, and he will get close to the 15-yard line. His helmet comes off. At least I believe that's Brown whose helmet came off, and there it is. As you get a look at the running back for the Thunder, who had himself a fairly decent year. He, after an average regular season, had just 341 yards and a touchdown, but he was outstanding in the postseason, rushing 47 times for 249 yards in the wins over the Huskies and Hilltops.
Yeah, and Nick's been playing with a broken finger and missed some time this year, so his stats that won't bode as well as a lot of guys for the regular season, but he's really picked it up here in the second half, or in the postseason, sorry. And
gain of 4, Hastings, wide open, touchdown! Thunder! Jacob Carr! He was wide open.
Yeah, and that just shows how much Asher has at his disposal here with guys like Mitch Thompson, Jacob Carr, Will Heward, Brady Keller, and the young guy in Tristan Dice. He could literally pick any one of them to have a big day, but he's a guy who's going to spread it around, and the receivers are just stepping up perfectly here today. Jacob was wide open there. I didn't see the breakup in coverage there, but obviously some miscommunication in the Raiders' defensive backfield there, and Jacob doing a little dance in the end zone.
McGee with the convert, and it's now 14-3 for the Thunder over the Vancouver Island Raiders. 13-10 to go in this first half.
Let's look for hopefully get a big stop from the Thunder defense here to keep this momentum rolling. This is usually when the Thunder defense usually steps it up, is when they're up and they got momentum. So let's see how it plays out here on this next drive.
As you take a look at the Thunder bench, as we said, could be worse when you look at the temperature. -3 at kickoff.
Well, it's very nice for November.
Wind not really a factor.
This weather's very good for a passing attack here. You know what? You might get chillier here if the Thunder put up any more points on the VI sideline.
Kickoff comes down to the Raiders and bringing it back up the field. It is DeLeon, and he ends up coming across the 35-yard line before he is brought down.
That's one thing that's got to kind of these kick returns are putting VI in good field position. So if the Thunder want to be successful here, they got to make sure they're cutting those out and getting downfield and getting to the ball carrier, taking away this good field position from this VI offense.
Jaden Marwick, the quarterback for the Vancouver Island Raiders, hands the football off and breaking away from the first tackle in the backfield and getting a few yards. That's Michael Richoff. Just a small gain on the play. It was Giovanetti in on the tackle. I didn't quite catch the number of the player that had him in the backfield.
That was Ben Simluk, and that's going to be the difference between a team that's playing in the national championship. Ben Simluk was on the running back and had him wrapped up, but their O-line didn't quit and continued to block Ben and ended up blocking him off of the runner. So that separates a championship team from a team that, it's not going to make it here.
Marwick to throw. Pass is incomplete as it skips in front of the intended receiver, that being Dustin Rodriguez. Ball went up in the air. I thought for a second maybe it was going to be a live football, that maybe it bounced off of Rodriguez's knee or something, but no, they quick to call that one incomplete, and it's a 2-and-out for the Raiders. And tell you what, Drew, Asher Hastings could lead them down the field here. It might be a long afternoon for Vancouver Island here, because you said that weather might start just to play into their minds a little bit, and when you're down 18, it might be one of those situations where that warm bus looks pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Punt comes down into the hands of, didn't see who it was there. It's Shinbine.
Mike Shinbine, yeah.
And Mike Shinbine, and he will end up going down at the 38-yard line.
There's a lot of jawing going on
there
this
is a lot of
field.
jawing.
A lot more than I've seen the Thunder get into, and
more than Saskatoon.
A lot more than
really?
Saskatoon.
Okay.
That's the thing. Playing Saskatoon, we don't like each other,
but there's a healthy respect.
We respect
there.
each other, because it's always a good game. Usually a good game when you go up against the Saskatoon team, and I'm not sure that you watch film on this VI Raiders team. There's a lot of things that frustrate you as a player, the way their cockiness and their confidence, and that also helps the VI Raiders. It kind of gets in the heads of their opponents a little.
Brown doesn't get much on first down, as he is going to be brought down almost immediately. Quentin Bowles, one of the many members of the Raiders, in on the tackle there, and it'll be, they'll give Brown a gain of 3, and that's a generous 3 yards. I didn't think he was, maybe 2 at the most, but they're going to give him 3.
Yeah, that's one thing you'll get from Nick Brown as a smaller back. You're not going to think he's going to muscle forward and get those extra yards, but he's a tough guy to put back there in your backfield for a small playmaker. But when he needs to get those tough yards, he's going to put his head down and go get those.
On second down, Hastings looks over the middle and crunched right at the moment he was about to catch the football was Heward, and good play there by the VI defense, and it'll be third down. And Will Heward might have said, you know what, I could have caught that ball in the end zone, but right there, he got sandwiched there pretty good.
Yeah, but that's uncharacteristic of Will. I've seen Will take a lot of big hits at that slot back position, and being a smaller guy, he's a pretty tough cat. So, Craig Newman of the Riders is he was a starting safety for Saskatoon a number of years ago, and one of the biggest hits I've ever seen was him on Will Heward, and Will Heward came up with the football. So, uncharacteristic here of Will to be dropping those footballs, regardless if he's getting hit or not. But that's going to happen in a game if you get the right pop on a guy.
Nigel Henry was the man with the hit. The punt by McGee, it's a good one, as it's going to bounce out of bounds at the Raider 32. So
there's going to be a hold on the Thunder here as well.
There is a flag on the play, and it looks to be a hold on the Thunder. And are we going to kick this one again? I believe they are going to make them kick this again. And that sort of surprises me. I guess they obviously think that they can get a few more yards than, well, obviously they do, because they're going to, the ball was at the 32, and the kick returner Tomasak is going to stand at his
40 now.
His 40. So smart move there by Raider coach Snoop Blocker. What's Snoop's first name?
Matthew.
Thank you. Knew we had you here for a reason.
Yeah.
That kick comes down about the 40-yard line and backing up, and I don't know if they're going to get to the 32 or not the way they wanted to, and backing up and trying to find a corner, and now he seems to have found one, but a great job just as Rodriguez started to turn the corner. A great job in pursuit. I believe it was Dobney making the tackle on Rodriguez, and he ran a long ways to get very few yards.
Yeah, and you see Preston Buse do a good job of stretching it out, but he's got to do a better job of getting to the sideline and not letting Rodriguez get upfield there. But again, VI with good field position here coming onto this drive. Thunder fans are bringing up the noise level.
Marwick on first down, fakes the handoff. Marwick fakes the throw, and now he's going to run with it. He's got some yards. Marwick midfield up to the Thunder 50. Takes a big hit just before he went out of bounds. Flags are down on the play.
I think we're going to get a hold here.
And I think we're going to get a hold here as well.
Yeah,
but
Ben Similuk was trying to spin off his block, and the left tackle pretty much tried to tackle him out there. And
Marwick took a huge hit.
One thing
before he went out of bounds.
Yeah, no, that was Brett Sillinger who came in and kind of flipped Marwick there. That's something you got to be careful with as a quarterback.
We'll see it here. And is there any rough play involved there? Absolutely not.
No, that was in between the line and in between the whistles. One thing that's hurting both of these teams, both of these offenses here, are stupid penalties. They're taking penalties that are setting them back, and that's something you don't want to do this late in the season in a game with the implications that this one has.
1st and 20, ball at the Raider 33. Marwick, the throw out to Tomasak, and he is knocked down immediately. As making the tackle, it was Steve McAlpine.
Yeah, and Steve, I know I've said it in broadcast before. He's a little guy, and he doesn't look like he's got a lot of pop to him, but he's a pretty heavy hitter for a small package. And he did a good job of reading that screen pass and getting out and making that tackle. Nice form on that tackle. That's perfect
just
technique.
The way you draw it up. Second and long. Pickup was just 2 yards on first down. Snap is low, and Marwick goes down as coming in off the corner. It was Mason Dick.
Mason comes in and swaps out with the linebacker Jaron Worth in that dime position and kind of played like a linebacker there coming off the edge. And nice play. Mason's a big play guy. And you know what? I can't speak enough of this defensive backfield for the Thunder defense. I think obviously it'd be safe to say they're the strength of this defense, and face some adversity early on, losing coach Jimmy Cavalis right before the season to pursue his schooling, and having defensive coordinator Morgan Bunce, who's traditionally a defensive line coach, come and coach them up.
Shinbine with the return, and there's going to be no yards here as Shinbine takes it into Raider territory. Sorry to interrupt you there, Drew, but
no worries. But like I said, being coached up by a defensive line coach this year who certainly puts in work and knows what he's talking about out on the field speaks well for the talent and the leadership he has in his defensive backfield.
No yards against the Raiders.
No yards. Vancouver Island, number 25, first down.
As you hear the call from our referee, Dale Jacobson.
And again, the Thunder offense get a shot with some good field position here with 8 minutes left in this quarter. This is where Asher Hastings feels at home is as he gets closer and closer to the end zone. He kind of zones in more and more, and the play calls are kind of easier to make when you're as close to the end zone as they're going to get here.
Hastings has touchdown passes in this game to Brady Keller and Jacob Carr. He'd love to have a third one here before this first half is over. Hastings will throw down the middle, and that one just over the head of the intended receiver. That was Preston Buse.
Preston stopped running a little early there. He probably could have taken an extra steps and but kind of not knowing where he was on the field and where that safety was. But Preston's a big body, and you expect him to make those plays over the middle, those big jump balls.
Tell you what, Asher Hastings is finding his receivers wide open.
Absolutely.
Up there. Whatever they are doing, they are confusing that secondary because Buse was wide open. Hastings will throw it over the middle, has a completion and some yardage, first down and more as Will Heward takes it inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line.
And right there, you see the benefit of trying to draw them offside. You saw Chapdelaine of the Raiders show his blitz early. You're going to see him blitz lots up the A gap. You saw him show his blitz early, so Asher knew that he was going to have Will Heward over the middle, and knew he had to get rid of that ball quick. So it just shows another benefit of bringing those guys up early.
First down, ball at the 16-yard line. Hastings from the shotgun looks over the Raider defense. Brown, the lone tailback. Hastings will throw. Hastings puts it up for the end zone, and there was some miscommunication there as he was throwing it towards the corner, but Jacob Carr wasn't anywhere close to that, and the ball, luckily for the Thunder, falls incomplete.
I think Asher had his pick of the litter on the left side of the field there. He had Brady Keller out in the flats and Will Heward going to the corner of the end zone, and number 3 there, Cole Bishop, had to kind of pick and choose who he was going to go cover. So if Asher would have gone to either one, I think it would have spelt good news for the Thunder.
Cole Bishop, 5 interceptions for the Raiders this year, so like Tanner Hope for the Thunder, he's a ball hawk.
I believe he was a league all-star in the BC League as well.
Hastings putting it up again, looking for Thompson. Thompson has it! Touchdown! Regina Thunder! Mitch Thompson!
I don't know how many times I have to say it. You throw the ball up to Mitch Thompson, he's going to come down with it. This is an exciting game to watch if you're on the Thunder sideline.
Fabian Ross, the defensive back for the Raiders, just goes back to the defensive huddle, shrugs his shoulders, and says, I can't do any better than that, guys.
No, and he's had very good coverage on Mitch today, but another thing Asher will say over and over again, he likes a matchup of Mitch versus anybody, so, and it's really showing here today.
The snap is low, but the kick is good. And now the Thunder, with just under 7 to play in this second quarter, of a 21-3 lead over the Vancouver Island Raiders. Asher Hastings has thrown touchdown passes to Jacob Carr, to Brady Keller, and to Mitch Thompson, and that is why we are at 21-3.
Well, it's been a good showing here for the Thunder offense. Once they eliminate their penalties and their mistakes, they're going to bode well.
Just a 3-step drop, and he puts it right where it has to be.
And you see Fabian Ross right there, right in Mitch's face, and there's really not much he can do about it. It's just a nicely placed ball by Asher, and Mitch Thompson knows exactly where to be and how to get up to get to that ball. He's, Mitch was that good before he started practicing with the Riders, and he's an absolute stud.
That's just pitch and catch.
Mitch is also his little brother is playing on the opposite sideline, number 88, Alex Thompson. Mitch was a Raider in his first year of junior football. Shortly thereafter, coming to the Thunder for the last couple of seasons here.
The Canadian Junior Football League is proud to recognize and thanks the following for their support in 2013. Football Canada, the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, the Canadian Football League, Uniglobe Geo Travel, Team Nike, the official supplier of Nike footballs to the Canadian Junior Football League, Team Blitzen and Jostens, the official supplier of awards and rings to the Canadian Junior Football League. As you see Cole Sampson get absolutely nothing on that return, as he was brought down by a handful of Thunder, including Tristan Dice.
That was a nice squig kick by William McGee, but a very good job of David Jackson and adjusting, and maybe realizing that my guys can't get down there to get to these Raider returners and give up those big returns. So he did a squib kick there to help give his guys some extra time to get down there and make the tackle. So that's great coaching by David Jackson. Nice job.
New quarterback in for the Vancouver Island Raiders. It is Jamari Bennett.
I wonder if maybe Jaden has maybe walking a little funny after that hit he took from Brett Selinger.
The same thing.
because you know what, Jaden isn't playing too bad. I can't see them pulling him because of performance. So,
as I look on the sidelines, Marwick is just standing there beside his head coach. Doesn't look like he's none the worse for wear. So maybe they've just brought Bennett in here to see if he can get a spark going with this team. 2nd and 2, and the handoff is going to go to DeLeon, and Richot, and he is going to be brought down. Similuk in there to make the tackle, as was Urbach. And is it enough for the first down? It's just going to be enough for the first down as they move the sticks. But good job there to string that play out with a Thunder defense.
And I think if the Raiders want to get yardage here, they're going to have to go back to that run. It was successful early on in the game, and going against this kind of depleted inside, still playing well, but depleted inside interior lineman of the Thunder. I think that's going to be where they're going to be successful.
The pitch out to DeLeon. DeLeon trying to get to the corner. DeLeon gets past the first man, and then coming up on the second wave, it is Brett Sillinger to make the tackle on the tailback for the Vancouver Island Raiders. It'll be a pickup of 5, maybe 5.5. Let's give them 6.
Yeah, and the reason that play was so successful was 44 Taylor Garrett coming back from a sprained MCL. Possibly could have been a slight tear, but kind of got overtaken there. Not something you want to do as when your responsibility is the edge. So he got overtaken by the lineman, opening up that hole for the big run there.
At the half, Carlin Haroff will talk to the Canadian Bowl ambassadors, Jason Claremont and Roger Aldag. I also had a chance to talk to the commissioner of the Canadian Junior Football League before this game started. Jim Pankowitz will have that interview for you as well at the half. On that first down play, it's a straight plunge up the middle and enough for a first down for the Raiders. It was Whitehouse on the tackle on DeLeon. Bennett will hand the football off, and flags go down.
Yeah, they
missed at the snap of the football, and
looks like the O-line of the Raiders kind of jumped there before the snap of the ball.
5. Procedure. Vancouver Island. First down repeated.
This Vancouver Island offensive line, the way they're running their pulls and their motion and their movement on their O-line is kind of taking away the playmaking ability of Ben Similuk here. He's kind of got to sit back and kind of play a little more patient than he traditionally plays, where he's running around and going out there and making plays. So, as the game goes on, look to see Ben adjust and make some plays here.
1st and 15, ball at the Vancouver Island 41, 3:50 to go in this first half. Raiders down 21-3. They led this football game 3-0 at one point. Now whistles blow again, and what are we going to get now?
I don't know if VI got a timeout in, but the play clock did hit 0, so there might be a time count violation.
Timeout called by the Raiders, so things not going well for them here right now.
Yeah, and that's a cause for confusion when you run your backup quarterback in. He's not up to full game pace here as Jaden would have been, but that's some of the trials and tribulations you see as a backup quarterback.
First and 15 for the Raiders. Ball at their 41, 3:46 to go. As mentioned, first time Raiders had the ball, they went down the field, they kicked themselves a field goal. Ever since then, it's been all Thunder as Asher Hastings has thrown 3 touchdown passes in this first half. They lead at 21-3. You're going to see Bennett throw. Bennett's a lefty, and as he puts it up, it's going to be caught down there at the 25-yard line, making the catch. It is Tomasak, and that was just a case there of Bennett just putting it up and Tomasak running underneath it as he sort of undercut the defensive back and comes back to get the football, and that's a big play.
Yeah, and you see him go up, and that's Landon Walters on the coverage there, and Landon's not a guy who's going to get beat a lot, but I don't know what happened there. Landon just didn't flow to the ball like he probably should have, but like I said, Landon's not a guy who's going to get beat on a lot of plays.
Bennett on first down, pitches it to Galloway. Galloway to the 20, Galloway to the 15. Galloway submarined on the play by Hope, and it'll be a gain of about 8.
There's a huge benefit to having a guy like Tanner Hope out on your wide side corner, more than just the plays he makes in the passing game. He's not afraid to come up and make a play in the running game. I've seen him a million times go up and make a tackle on a guy that he's outweighed by more than 30 pounds, and there's no fear in this kid. He's a stud out there on the wide side.
So Jamari Bennett has certainly gotten a spark, a much needed one for his Raider team, as they're now trying to punch it in and cut into this Thunder lead. Bennett cuts it back, but forget about it, son. He is going to be brought down. Whitehouse.
I think that was Taylor Garrett out there making the play.
Also in there, along with Whitehouse, and that's a big play.
If things haven't changed since I've been there, I know that that end's responsibility as the quarterback. So that's a good job of Taylor knowing his responsibility and staying patient and going and making that play and letting his teammates come in and help make the play there. There was no way he was going to get that pitch off if he so desired to.
Whitehouse and Garrett combine on the tackle, and
this is where the Thunder's really stepped up is in the red zone.
And that means the field goal unit comes back on, and Ryan Jones will try and put another 3 on the board for the Raiders from the 24. The kick is up. It is good. There is a flag down. It was 3rd and 4, so this could be interesting. I hear them say 69.
I don't think there's a 69 on the Thunder roster here.
Nope.
So
Nope. Inadvertent flag, so the field goal is good, and that makes it 21-6 for the Thunder with 2:22 to go in this first half.
You know, one of the interesting storylines here in this game is number 92, Tanner Sokolowski. He began his junior football career as a Vancouver Island Raider playing O-line. So he played his first year of eligibility out on the island and went out for his second year and kind of second-guessed if he wanted to play football, and ended up coming home and took 2 or 3 years off football until last season, about 2 weeks into the year. He was hanging out with a lot of us on the team and kind of decided, like, hey, I maybe want to get back into football. So he came on the team in his own lineman, and he's played the majority of his season at the nose tackle position, and he's done a great job of filling in for some of his fallen teammates. And one thing Craig Hammond, the D-line coach, has said about Tanner is that, you tell Tanner to do something and he goes out and he does it, and he's a very coachable kid and he's well liked on the team. So he's a guy that little noteworthy guy to talk about out there.
Kick comes down into the hands of Simbine, and he's going to get to the 30-yard line before he is rocked, as it was number 46 for the Raiders, and there is no 46. That was 48, Taylor Kosolowski.
Xavier's a product of Regina, Saskatchewan. His older brother is an alumni of the Raider program, and I think kind of swayed him into going out and playing for the Raiders out there. There's 5 of them here from Regina. A lot of them Winston Knoll products that like to go out to VI. And a lot of those guys getting some playing time here as first-year guys in the league.
Hastings pass complete to Thompson. Thompson will be wrestled out of bounds at the 40-yard line. That'll be close to a first down. He'll end up getting a gain of 9.
There's plenty of time on the clock here for Asher to put up another score and make this put this lead at an even larger number here going into the second or into halftime, and would be huge for this Thunder team.
.210 to go in this first half. Thunder lead at 21-6, 2nd and 1. Hand off to the fullback, and that's Bannon. And Bannon will fall across the 40-yard line, and that should give him first down yardage. And yes, as they say that, they move the sticks. I
think Justin Bannon's the best fullback in the country. No questions asked. The way he runs the ball, and he's a load out there. And when you need a first down, you hand the ball off to 33, and you're getting a first down. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
He's got the right number for a fullback in this province.
Yeah,
he might be the new Canuck truck.
No, yeah, he's a load, and he's a great guy, and he's an even better fullback. So
on first down, Brown, 55-yard line, Nick Brown.
The Thunder probably wanting to run out the clock here, and they're getting some nice big plays out of their running games, kind of showing how maybe about how defeated this front seven is for the Raiders.
You certainly would have to give the first half to that Thunder O-line, because they have basically kept Asher Hastings clean, and that running game has really not suffered any in this first half. Hastings on first down will give it to Brown again, and this time Brown tripped up as he heads into the middle. It was Stevens Daniel and Nigel Henry in on the tackle. It'll be a gain of 4.
And going back to what you're saying about the O-line, they deserve a huge amount of credit this year. Going in, there's a lot of questions surrounding the O-line. Only returning starters Max Ziegler and Kyle Deshane. Deshane moving out to tackle and Ziegler moving from guard to center. So guys coming in and doing a great job of filling in as a young group, and like you said, keeping Asher clean and helping this run game grow.
Hastings toss, has a completion. Is it going to be enough for a first down? I don't know. Brady Keller made the catch, but I don't think he's going to have enough for the first down, although
I think
it
they're
is going to
spotting
be
him.
close.
I think they're spotting him for the first there. They're giving him forward progress, which is where he caught the ball, because he kind of caught the ball and got
they're going to give it to him. I thought he might be about a half yard short, but good eyes by you, Drew, and that will be enough to move the sticks. As I thought that maybe he was going to be about a half yard short. Good job of closing there by the Raider defensive back, but not good enough. 1:03 to go, clock moving, and the Thunder are moving as well. Hastings throws it, catch is made, and that'll be enough for about 6-7 yards. As making the catch, it's Keller, and clock stops with 54 seconds now, but it'll be a gain of 6. As
things are going to speed up here for this Thunder offense, moving into a hurry up.
They'll spot the ball and then blow time in. Hastings drops straight back, throws it over the middle, and had Brown over the middle.
I think that was Jacob Carr.
Pardon me, it is Jacob Carr. Had Jacob Carr over the middle, but he just threw it behind the
if he would have led Jacob there, I think Jacob was going for a touchdown. He had his guy beat, and Mitch Thompson was out there on the sideline with Cole Bishop one-on-one blocking. So Jacob, being a former running back in high school, I know I've said that a million times this season, but he knows what to do when he has the ball in his hands. So that could have spelled another touchdown there for this Thunder offense.
Tough break there for the Thunder, as Drew mentioned. Jacob Carr could have went a long ways with that one. So the punt team will come out, and it'll be McGee. And back deep, 11 men will be at the line for Vancouver Island.
Looks like a team doctor is running across the field
in the end zone,
to the Raiders offense, or Raiders bench over there.
Oh, we got somebody down over there?
I don't know what's going on, but it does look like there's a body.
Yeah, there is a body
they're
down over there.
huddled around a body that's wrapped up.
Right by the heater.
Maybe that's a story, or has something to do with these VI Raiders coming from a
hard to say who that is,
over.
But can't even tell who that is, but he's just sort of...
You just see white.
Yeah, you said the Thunder team doctor over there. It's number 17, Cole Sampson. I didn't
even see anything.
Yeah, I didn't see him go down. Now, would he have gone over there just to lay down because it's close to the heater? And that gives him... Well, you know, as they said, did they just put him over there to sort of attend to him because it wasn't that serious, and they put him by the heater so that he's warm, or what? I don't know, because I never saw a player go down on that drive. So, but there is a little bit of concern for him over on the Raider bench.
I think they're going to be running the play here now.
A few of his teammates head over just to see what's going on.
Oh, that's going to be roughing the kicker. First down, Thunder.
First down, Thunder it will be, as Tomasak just takes the ball out of the end zone, and he's going to be brought down, and it is going to be roughing the kicker, and that should be enough for a first down.
That's a huge break for the Thunder.
I'll say it is. And I'll have to admit, I was sort of watching the activity with the injured player on the sidelines. I didn't really see what was going on, but good pressure by the...
Yeah, Rodriguez of the Raiders kind of came off came off the edge.
That's a nice little job of just keeping that foot up just that extra half a second as well. He milked that one. But you know what? He got the flag, and that's what matters.
And I think I think the Thunder get another opportunity here to throw the ball to Mitch Thompson before the halftime.
They're in field goal range for sure. So.
Yeah, I don't think the Thunder come away without any points.
Meanwhile, the injured Raider is up on his feet on the Vancouver Island bench, so whatever was wrong with him, it couldn't have been that serious. On first down, Hastings throwing for the end zone, has Thompson, touchdown! Regina Thunder! And it's starting to become a blowout. It's 27-6 as Hastings throws his 4th touchdown pass of the half.
I don't think this defensive backfield of the VI Raiders can do anything but throw their hands up with what can I do, right? Like Mitch Thompson is just too good, and just a another great ball thrown by Asher.
So the roughing the kicker call will come back to haunt the Raiders. Convert is through, and it's now 28-6 with 32 seconds to go in this first half.
Yeah, and you just see Asher just kind of go through the motions and throw. Kind of looked like they were warming up there pregame, just playing pitch and catch there. I like the Thunder's chances if they can keep this up in the second half. That being said, a well-coached group, a very good coaching staff on the VI Raiders sideline might be able to say a few words to kind of get their troops back up in spirits and make a game out of this one.
So I guess if you're the Raiders here, I guess you'll sort of see what type of return you get before you decide what you want to do here. They did win the toss and defer, so they will get the ball to start the second half.
Probably a very excited sideline if you're wearing maroon and blue.
No kidding. That kick will come down into the hands of...
Big hit by Tristan Dice.
Andrew DeLeon with the return, and Tristan Dice, how do you do?
I think he's been listening to his dad.
I think so.
He's must be one of those kids that listens to his father.
Somewhere Dad is beaming in this crowd.
He just put his shoulder right down, didn't slow up, and unreal hit by Tristan. For an 18-year-old wide receiver, that's a pretty good hit on a kickoff. Looks like Jaden's back in the game for the Raiders.
Marwick back in the game, and that surprises me a little because Bennett sort of moved them, but it is going to be Marwick.
Oh, that's not
Marwick.
Marwick.
No, it's another guy. It's Ibarra. It's the guy that I thought was actually starting today. It's Jamie Ibarra. So they used 3 quarterbacks here in the first half.
I'm surprised they
Now, I
traveled
knew
3
a BC
quarterbacks.
team might throw 3 quarterbacks at a Regina team this weekend.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it would be the Raiders.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm surprised they even traveled.
Second down.
In a playoff game, it's 40 against 40, so you kind of got to pick your spots, and you kind of, you cater to your special teams, and you want guys to travel guys that'll be able to play special teams across the board. So
Alex Kutra caught the pass for 7 yards. It'll be 2nd and 3. Ibarra from the shotgun. Ibarra drops straight back. He will throw, and that one just about was going the other way, as undercutting that was Landon Walter, and I don't know if he got his hands on it, but if he didn't miss it by very much, and it's a 2 and out. And with 12 seconds left, I don't think the Thunder can score again.
Well, you know what? Mike Shinbein's been a very good returner for them on punt returns. So barring he gets the proper blocking, he might be able to punch this in himself.
Flags go down as the ball is snapped. Don't see any flags down though. Did they not whistle that in right or not? Don't see any flags on the play. Timeout called by the Thunder just before the snap of the football.
Mike Shinbein, a 5th-year guy, took the year off last year. He's done a very good job as a returner. Led the PFC in return yardage for punt returns. So don't be too surprised if he's able to break a big one loose here.
And if Shinbine were to take one back, we might have to get Kevin Foote to have a camera crew follow the Raiders out, because they might just hop in the bus.
Yeah, no, no, that'd be a best case scenario here for the Thunder going into halftime, obviously. But this VI punt cover team has been very good today. So
hope you're enjoying it here on Access 7. If you're a Thunder fan, why wouldn't you be? It's been the Asher Hastings show. He has 4 touchdown passes in this first half, 28-6 your score. As we wind down the first 2 quarters of play, the punt is going to bounce down to Shinbine at the 40. Shinbine will get to the 45, and then he'll stumble his way across to the 47.
They're going to run out the clock here.
He is knocked down by Whitman Kamasak, and that is going to end the first half. But what a first half it was for the Thunder, and the fans give them a standing O as they leave the field. Asher Hastings, 4 touchdown passes, 2 of them to Mitch Thompson. And with 30 minutes in the books, it is the Regina Thunder 28, the Vancouver Island Raiders 6. Our halftime show is coming up right after this. Oh, no, we're going to throw it down to Carlin Haroff first. Carlin's going to have Jason Claremont. So, Carlin, take it away.
Jason, the last time Regina saw a Canadian Junior Championship was in 1998 when you played with the Rams. Can you tell us what it's like to be back here today and be part of this experience for these guys?
Well, it's nice, and I think it's going to be short-lived because they won't be able to talk about that anymore after today. The Thunder's playing a great game. Asher Hastings managing the game well, and they're making them shoot threes instead of having to take sixes in the red zone, so they're doing really well.
Good. And you were selected as an ambassador for this championship. Can you tell us what that experience has been like for you?
It's been fun, and it's an honor. Myself and Roger Aldag, we were at the luncheon and media luncheon yesterday, spoke at the dinner and handed out the Offensive Player of the Year award for the CJFL, which was nice, and able to come here and do a ceremonial kickoff and coin toss. So it's been a great weekend.
Well, thank you so much for what you've done for Football Saskatchewan for the Thunder this week, and enjoy the game.
Thank you.
Okay.
They've done more for me.
Good. Thanks.
I am with the commissioner of the Canadian Junior Football League, Jim Pankowicz. And Jim, it's always a big day when you're handing out the trophy.
You know, the Canadian Bowl, it's our premier event of the year, and it's this time of year it's football. Every one of these teams has gone through a full season, regular season. They've gone through their playoffs, and they've earned the right to be in the Canadian Bowl. We'll have the Vancouver Island Raiders against the Regina Thunder, and I think it's going to be an exciting football game.
The Vancouver Island Raiders, a team that have been here many times. It's nice to get some fresh blood and get in the Regina Thunder, because you always see, you talk about junior football teams, and a lot of people go, well, okay, there's Vancouver Island, there's the Okanagan Sun, there's the Ottawa Sooners. I don't even know if they exist anymore, but, they used to have the Regina Rams, but it's nice to sort of have some new blood in there, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And the Ottawa Sooners are back. They've come back a few years ago, back to the CJFL. But anytime there's different teams involved, it's like when the Raiders first got involved back in the about 5 years ago, back in the Canadian Bowl. The Regina Thunder bring a whole new enthusiasm. It's a relatively new organization, having formed after the Rams went to the CIS. And the enthusiasm that they've generated both for their own organization but also in the community has been tremendous.
Junior football in this country, it has grown by leaps and bounds. You take a look at CFL rosters now. You take a look at these teams today. Andrew Harris, of course, the BC Lions running back, their outstanding running back, played for the Raiders. You take a look at the Riders roster. Guys like Zach Evans and Dan Clark played for the Thunder. The CIS is still the main feeder system, but junior football is having more and more of an impact when it comes to the CFL as well, isn't it?
Well, I think the Canadian Junior Football League plays an important role both for developing players going directly to the CFL, but also in developing players that go on to play at CIS and other post-secondary institutions. You know, I think the development opportunities that are available in the Canadian Junior Football League as post-high school football really allows players from right across the country to develop their skills, get better, and then go on and play, whether it be professional level, at the collegiate level, or maybe the Canadian Junior Football League will be, and the Canadian Bowl might be their last game they play.
And you talked about those skills being developed. Let's go a little higher than the players. We're seeing some pretty good coaches as well.
Actually, and I think that's one of the things we pride ourselves in helping develop the coaches and all of the other important parts of the game. The coaches, the officials, we really work on developing those skills because it will make our players better, it will attract better players to the league, and will make our games much more exciting to watch.
I guess as the commissioner of the whole Canadian Junior Football League, I'll ask you, what's the best thing about the league as a whole right now, and what are some things maybe you'd like to see get better?
Well, one of the things, I think we've got a tremendous amount of excitement just with the amount of teams that we've got playing. We've got a 20-team league that goes from Vancouver Island to Montreal, and there's enthusiasm to add teams right across the country. So I think there's that enthusiasm. And I think where we want to go is to continue to look at where we can develop our football. 18 to 22-year-olds need an opportunity to play football in Canada, and we're seeing a lot of interest from various areas across the country to be able to develop franchises, so we're very interested in that.
And that's a great thing to see when there is that interest across the country to get junior football going. Obviously, we know in Saskatchewan what a football hotbed this province is, but it's nice if you can get a junior program going from one ocean to the other, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And I think the more opportunities that there are, a lot of our expansion in the last couple of years has been in Ontario, and I think there'll be additional expansion in the future in Ontario. But again, we have a lot of communities that would benefit from junior football programs because it's a post-high school program in which we're actually developing players and allowing players to continue to play football.
It's tough selling the pro game in Southern Ontario. I know that the CIS schools don't have a problem in getting their games, but is it tough selling junior football in Southern Ontario as well? Like, do you have any tough places right now, or is it pretty much a pretty standard fan base from one coast to the other?
Well, again, I think in Ontario, it's at the CFL level or at the Canadian Junior Football League level, there is a bit of a challenge. I think what we've got though is we've got teams and administrators that are passionate about the game. They continue to build their programs and continue to attract players to their teams, and with that, they'll actually build out the brand of the Canadian Junior Football League. I think the biggest thing is we're working with the CFL to continue to try and create that football culture in Southern Ontario that will benefit not just junior football but also the Canadian Football League. Any
other things sort of on your mind that you'd like to get? Obviously, I'm sure, as much as we're appreciative here at Access that we're able to show this game to you, I'm sure you'd like to have the Score or Sportsnet or something give a little bit more exposure to Canadian football and show a game like this. Is that something that's been discussed or not?
Well, I think we've got a tremendous product, and I think our game today will be an exciting game on the field. One of the things we do need to do is we need to do a better job of getting the message out, not just in the communities that we're operating, but beyond those borders as well. So we've got a media and communication strategy in which, as we move forward, I think we'll attract some of the larger, we get great support from a lot of the local media and the local markets we're in. And I think as we get our message out, we'll get the support of some of the sports networks and other opportunities to get the word out.
And as we said, certainly it seems on the surface like Canadian junior football is rising and rising in its popularity, and really there's no reason to think that's going to change anytime soon.
Yeah, I think you'll see today, the commitment to both community and the commitment to excellence you'll see on the field with these teams representing Nanaimo, representing Regina, and the good quality football that we'll see played today will be basically an example of what the Canadian Junior Football League is all about.
Thank you very much for the time.
Well, thank you.
Hey there, I'm Phil Andrews. For the latest news, highlights, and interviews on the Regina Pats, watch Pats TV. Pats TV, Thursdays at 7 o'clock only on Access 7.
A year is a pretty long time. 365 days, 12 months, 4 seasons, at least one birthday, and half price. Wait, what? Right now, you can get a year of Access High-Speed Gold for half price. That's only $12.50 a month for 12 months. 12 months of downloading, 12 months of gaming, 12 months of email, Facebook, and surfing, all for only $12.50 a month. And only from your friends at Access.
Lest we forget, live coverage of Remembrance Day services November 11th at 10 a.m. on Access 7.
Congratulations on an incredible turnout here on a little bit of a chilly November day. Can you tell us what this week has been like for you, what it took to get us to this point?
Well, we don't know until the PFC final who's going to be hosting this game, right? So we found out a week ago Sunday, I guess. It's been about 2 weeks now. And Monday morning we hit the ball rolling. So between hotels and venues, and we've had meetings all week with the leagues, delegates from about 50 of them from across the country. So there's been a lot in terms of meetings and banquets and all that last night, press conferences. So it's been a lot. My team's been unbelievably busy, and the support we've got from the community is just unbelievable. I think 54 new individuals and sponsors have stepped up this week to help us out, and it's just been unbelievable. And of course, when you play at a stadium like this, you got so many seats, especially for the big game tomorrow. A lot of people weren't buying tickets ahead of time. We did sell a bunch, but we didn't know what was going to happen until game day. And as if you're looking around, despite the weather, it's supposed to be 0. I think it's colder than that.
It's definitely colder than that.
They're still counting gate, but I'm thinking it's got to be 5,000. So it's just unbelievable support from the city, and we're pretty proud of this team. So
wonderful. To date, to this point, what has been your favorite event or your favorite part of this whole process?
You know, there's probably about 30 to 40 volunteers that are part of this. Our coaches are about 12 of them, another 8 staff and equipment managers, and everybody right down to Reese, the equipment manager. Everyone's 100% volunteer, and what we've built in 14 years is just unbelievable. So, just being a part of that and what we've accomplished is just unbelievable. So that's it.
The team's looking good, so hopefully we'll have reason to celebrate this whole thing tonight.
If they can just hold on here and just keep doing what they do, we'll be fine. Asher's having a heck of a game, so we'll leave it at that.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Bryn. Enjoy the second half.
I got to say thanks to Access for broadcasting all year, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay.
So, do you like movies or sports? Sports! Okay, hockey or football? Nice. Now, do you want to watch some of the football or all of the football? Well, you pick what you want, football addict. That's why we created My Access Builder. My Access Builder is the best way to explore and choose access services. It also helps you save money while you create the perfect package. Visit myaccess.ca to give it a try. Your package is waiting.
Hey Rider fans, I'm Rod Peterson. Join me and a panel of Rider experts each week for In the Huddle, Saskatchewan's only primetime television show on Canada's team.
You're coaching them all season long to make that big play.
It's a good young team, a bunch of good guys.
The most exciting part of the season's ahead.
Brought to you by Bennett Dunlop Ford. We're driving change.
In the Huddle, Tuesdays at 7, only on Access 7.
Mitchell Blair, Drew Bars, Carlin Haroff back with you at Mosaic Stadium. We're at the half. There's a lot of happiness here at Mosaic Stadium, and for good reason. The Regina Thunder have a 28-6 lead over the Vancouver Island Raiders. It has been the Asher Hastings show. The record for most touchdown passes in a Canadian Bowl is 5. In the first half, Asher Hastings threw 4. And the Thunder up on the Raiders 28-6. Drew, Scott McCauley certainly has to be feeling good as he walks into the dressing room, but he also told those guys, hey, there's 30 more minutes to go and we can't blow this now.
I think that's one thing that Scott probably had stressed at halftime is that it's not over until the fat lady sings. There's still another 2 quarters to play, and 2 quarters is a lot of time to score some points. So I think these guys are going to come out here and know exactly what they have to do and know that they can't let off and keep putting points on the board and keep up with those huge stops they've been getting.
You heard Carlin Haroff talking to Thunder President Bryn Werrett just a few moments ago. Not easy to get a game like this ready to go when you don't know you're hosting it until 2 weeks before the game. Of course, the winner of the Prairie Football Conference had the right to host the Canadian Bowl, and the Thunder really, until the final gun went in Saskatoon, didn't know they were going to host this. No easy task when you consider you've got to do a lot of things, and you've got a couple of big events starting up in Regina in the next couple of weeks. Agribition, of course, starts on Monday. A lot of people flowing into the city for that. Of course, Grey Cup. You've got the football game tomorrow, so you got the BC Lions and their fan base coming in. Congratulations to Bryn Werrett, the Thunder executive, and everybody that's made the last couple of days great. I understand the lunch and the banquet last night were outstanding, and a lot of people have put in some hard work over the past couple of weeks, and they should be saluted.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bryn's one of the big reasons that the Thunder's here today, and in this Canadian Bowl championship. He's done a great, fantastic job as a president, bringing in sponsors and putting together the support group, as in the board of directors and stuff like that. And kids want to come here and they want to play under Coach Scott McCauley and want to play for a guy like Bryn Werrett. It's the Thunder is definitely on the rise right now, and I don't see it slow going on the incline anytime soon.
The Canadian Junior Football League is proud to recognize and thank the following for their support in 2013. Football Canada, the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, the Canadian Football League, Uniglobe Geo Travel, Team Nike, the official supplier of Nike footballs to the CJFL, Team Litzen, and Justin's, the official supplier of awards and rings to the Canadian Junior Football League. Thunder kick off to start this second half, and Andrew DeLeon took the kick off and takes it out to the 44-yard line. He got up with a little bit of a limp as he hobbles back to the Vancouver Island bench. And now we'll see who the quarterback is for the Raiders here to start off this third quarter. It will be Ibarra. So they've gone with Marwick, they've gone with Bennett, and now it is Jamie Ibarra, who led this team last season to an undefeated season. And on first down, the pitch, and the ball came loose, and do the Thunder have it?
Chris Tunnicliffe came flying in. He flew in there. Wow.
That ball, like it just exploded out of the runner's hand.
You watch Chris Tunnicliffe come into the picture here, and he came out of nowhere. He was full speed, no slowing down for Chris, and got his helmet right on the ball. Mason Dix there to recover it. That's... I don't like BI's chances right now.
Yeah, I don't like
that's
them
the type
either.
of plays that Thunder's going to come out and make for their opening play of the second half.
So Asher Hastings gets the ball at midfield. We'll run down Asher's numbers in the first half right after this. Brown with the handoff. Brown up to the 50, drags a man down to the 48-yard line. That's a nice pickup on first down. So how good was Asher Hastings in that first half?
I don't need to hear the numbers. I know he was pretty freaking good.
Well, he was 15 of 21, Mr. Bars, for 262 yards, no INTs, and 4 touchdowns. Mitch Thompson, 7 catches for 141 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not a bad half.
Yeah, you know,
for the Martin Monarch grad.
Yeah, one of the lone Martin Monarchs playing football to this day. So I think he's doing them proud.
On first down, Brown, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown, Regina Thunder!
Wow, that Nick just took off there, and you know you got to give credit to the defense for that touchdown one, and then most certainly the blockers on that play. Nick did a great. He had didn't have to make a single cut on that play. He just saw the hole and went for it, and he was gone for a touchdown.
I have been waiting for him to bust one. Didn't think it would happen first series of the third quarter, but he's done it, and the Thunder come out, and that might be the dagger. It's now going to be 35-6 pending the PAT.
Well, and Mitchell, I have a funny story about that. I go to school out in Moose Jaw. Spent the beginning of the week driving with Tanner Hope before all this national championship ruckus started. And Tanner had said to me in the car on the ride out there, he said, "We know we're not going to blow anybody out. We know it's going to be a battle this week, so we're not going to blow anyone out. And that's just not us. That's not the way we play." And I think Tanner Hope's eating his words right now. I don't know how many other people he said that to, but
I think he's okay with that, though.
yeah.
I don't think he's going to mind.
You know what? I can tell you right now, I'm not the only proud alumni standing up here and watching. That beer gardens is full of proud alumni. We got Dan Clark watching at home, who texted me at the halftime. He's a proud alumni watching.
Zach Evans.
It's Zach Evans.
Paul Waldo.
There's tons of alumni that, you know what, a lot of guys are probably thinking, you know what, I wish we could have done that. I wish we could have done that. But at the same time, everybody is excited for this.
This isn't a night game. You had time to come out and watch this. You could have went in the locker room at the half. You know why? Dan Clark's looking at the playbook because he's the secret weapon for tomorrow.
It must
be. That goal line offense.
I think he's going to put up 3 touchdowns himself.
McGee will squib the kickoff down. It'll come to Tompkins at the 12. Tompkins just gets absolutely nothing on the return, as that was Whitehouse. And
you see the frustration.
Yep. You can almost start to see that these guys have, after that touchdown by Nick Brown, they come back out here and it's like,
yeah, Tomasak just got tackled after no gain and threw the ball up 20 yards in the air in frustration. And I don't think I see the Thunder letting up here. This defense is probably pretty excited right now. Mind you, it still is early in the third, so you got to knock on wood with that statement. But you know, when this Thunder team gets up, they play some good football when they're confident.
Roybara fakes the pitch, and he is going to go deep, and that one is going to be incomplete. Looking for the INT, it was Steve McAlpine out there, and he was the closest guy to the football.
Well, I think Steve kind of second-guessed going for the ball because he had Landon Walter in the area, kind of thinking he was going to. Landon Walter playing his final game of junior football, probably wants to give him a gift.
Offside,
guys are graduating.
Regina, first down repeated. There's one of your interior.
There's two full graduates who had played the 5 years, and Will Heward and Tanner Hope.
Okay.
Mike Shinbein's played 4 years with the team, took last season off, came back this year. He's graduating this year. Jacob Carr is graduating, and I believe it's only Landon Walter on top of those guys. So not
some
a lot,
impact guys, but not a lot of guys.
Yeah, but some big names.
On second down, that pass complete, missing the big tackle, and now big yards down the sidelines. 40, 35 down to the 33-yard line. It's Dylan Schrott as the Raiders.
That's where your confidence is going to kill you. Tunnicliffe came in and figured he just had to get a shoulder on him and he was going to go down, but there's not going to be much quit from this VI Raider team as well. So Tunny's got to come in and make a good solid hit on that, but also wrap up and make sure he doesn't bust loose for that extra 25 yards. You got to play smart when you're up like this. You can't get too selfish here.
Big gain for the Raiders. That's their biggest gain of the day. They have the ball now at the Thunder 35. Ibarra will throw over the middle. Has Schrott, 15-10, 5, touchdown. Vancouver Island as they come right back down the field. There's Schrott down the seam, but we have a penalty flag down, and guess what? This one's coming back.
Michael Bittman would have got in the backfield and got to that quarterback before the ball got off if he had not been held on that play. So they probably saved a hit on Ybarra because I know Michael Bittman's not going to let off any steam when he's coming through.
There you see the hold, and Schrott was wide open there.
It did seem that there was
secondary.
The Thunder gets lucky with kind of seeing the miscommunication and the screw up there on defense, that they get to correct that, and it's not going to hurt them in a huge way.
1st and 20 now. Ibarra will throw, and again a man out there, and this one is caught as well as it is Alex Quitra down inside the 5 to the 3. So Ibarra just deciding to let her loose and throwing her downfield, and he has found some holes out there.
That was a nice toss and a good route. Tanner Hope was just a hair away from making a play on that ball. You see him there get his hand out just at the last second. Nicely placed ball by Ibarra.
So the Raiders trying to fight back here. They need to put the ball in the end zone. But they've got to put the ball in the end zone a few more times than just once. Handoff goes to Galloway, and Galloway
I don't think he got in.
Gets to the goal line, but he didn't get in. There is a flag down, and they'll put it at the 1.
I think there was a jump on the Thunder side.
No.
Switching out quarterbacks here. You got Ibarra going out and Bennett coming in.
They're not going to announce the penalty, apparently.
Offside, Regina. First down repeated.
So it'll be first and goal for the Raiders from the 2. New quarterback in there is Jamari Bennett. And whistles blow. Ashton Galloway, the lone tailback. And they didn't spot the ball right. Bennett will keep, and Bennett will... They're going to give it to him?
I don't know.
Nope, not yet.
I don't think he broke the plane. I think his helmet got across, but in order to score a touchdown, the tip of the
like,
ball has to break the plane of the goal line.
Looked like he had gotten across, but not the ball, as you mentioned, Drew, so it will be second down. Am I watching the Rider short yardage offense out there? Had a few people text me or tweet me at the half saying they hope this is the score tomorrow at the half.
Yeah.
Bennett on second down will keep. He leaps, and again, no signal. Now the signal comes. Touchdown Raiders, but there is a flag. And they are going to signal. Looks like it's going to be offside on the Thunder. And that'll be touchdown for the Raiders as Jamari Bennett goes over, and there's still some life in the BC champions yet.
Yeah, they're gonna they're hoping to start chipping away at this lead that the Thunder has built up here. So
they will go for 1. 35-12 is your score. No reason to go for 2 yet. Jones is good with the convert, and it's 35-13.
So hopefully that score keeps this Thunder team humble.
Yep.
Keeps them from trying to do too much. For them, they just got to go out there and not lose this football game. You know, they've played to win. They're winning. They're up by a lot. So now they have to not lose this football game. So they just got to play sound, good
Smart
technique,
football.
Smart football, not take any penalties. And hopefully put an extra couple points up on the board as well.
Asher Hastings, as we said, had 4 touchdowns in that first half. The Canadian Bowl record is 5. So Asher would, and there's a whole lot of quarterbacks that have 5. I didn't take a look at any of the names, but I was just told there was a whole whack of quarterbacks at 5. So,
you know, I'm not a mathematician, but with 4 touchdowns in the first half, he's on pace for 8 in the second half, I believe.
Shinbine on the return. Shinbine 25-30. Shinbine finds the seam. Shinbine across the 35. Still going up to the 40 before he is brought down. Nice return by Shinbine.
That was good. He weaseled his way through a lot of tiny gaps there and got some extra yardage. And again, this Thunder offense gets some good field position to start out. And you know, like I said earlier, when Asher's got good field position, he's going to make the most out of it. So the Thunder will scrimmage from their 40. 10:20 to go
in this third quarter. They lead at 35-13. Thunder from the shotgun. Hand off to Brown. Brown finds nothing this time around. Bowles in there on the tackle. Also in there, Dylan Chapdelaine.
Yeah, I think Nick took a little bit too much time dancing around back there looking for another big play, but at this point in the game, you kind of got to put your head down and get what yards you can, and secure
Don't get
victory.
conservative here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You don't. If you can get a big play, go ahead and make it, but don't go looking for those big plays. Do your job. The big plays will come. And there's
Hastings
Mitch Thompson's
will
wide
throw.
open.
Hastings has Thompson. Thompson has it at the 40-yard line. It's been the Hastings to Thompson show all day, and
you see Bishop and Rowe kind of discussing with each other. A little miscommunication there. It looks like Bishop kind of let up, and Rowe just didn't adjust and come over to the sideline to cover Mitch.
There hasn't been a lot of flaws in Asher Hastings' game today.
Absolutely, he's doing a
but
good job.
If he throws that one about another yard or two, Mitch Thompson catches that one in stride.
Well, now
and
you're
it's
just
42.
getting picky, Mitch.
Well, I know. But
I'm just kidding. But yeah, you're exactly right.
Hastings will throw on first down, and he gets away, and now he just decides to lob it off, and Brown will make the catch. He faked going deep, and then avoids the sack, and got it away to Brown, who gets very little yardage. In fact, it probably would have been better for the Thunder if Nick had just let that one fall to the ground, as that's going to be a loss of 3. It'll be 2nd and 13.
Yeah, and if Ash Gayon had not been there, I think Nick's got a little bit more room to run, but good pursuit by Gayon coming off the edge and wrapping him up.
Thompson goes out to the far side. For a second, nobody followed him out there. Hastings looks Thompson's way. Now he's going to throw it over the middle. Has Carr at the 25-yard line. That should be enough for a Regina first down. Carr's dragged back across the 25, but all he had to do was get to the 25 for a first down, and that will be enough as they move the sticks.
I think Quinton Bowles got lucky there with he got a lick on Asher and kind of proceeded to take him to the ground well after the ball was gone. Got away with without a pass interference or roughing the passer call there. Sorry.
First down for the Thunder, ball at the 25. Hastings hands it off to Brown. Brown, here he goes again. Brown, 15. Brown puts his head down and barrels to the 12.
And that goes back to what I said earlier, is getting this running game going. It's going to spell disaster for the VI defense. When you got a solid run game and you got Asher Hastings with Will Heward, Mitch Thompson, Jacob Carr, Brady Keller, this Thunder offense is too good not to score when you got a good running game going, and it's going to spell victory when you get Nick Brown up into the open field and letting him make plays himself.
Ball at the 12. Hastings to throw. Looks for the end zone. Has a man. Incomplete. Right at the goal line as the pass. Just a little short for the intended receiver. That was Carr.
Yeah, that's tough to call from up here. I'm not sure if that if we did see a hop off the field there, but here's the replay, and you see, you do see the ball hit the ground there. Good job of Jacob Carr trying to sell it after the fact, though.
Hastings to throw, looking for the end zone, looking for Thompson. Incomplete. No flag.
That was Brady
I'm
Keller
sorry,
there.
it was Brady. It was Keller. I'm sorry, it was. Good coverage on the play by Fabian Ross.
I'm surprised earlier in the drive we didn't see a little switch called from a run to a pass there on Nick's long run. We had Mitch Thompson lined up on the 30-yard line in single coverage with no help over top. I'm surprised Asher didn't call an audible there and try to throw up another jump ball to Mitch.
Should have known it wasn't Mitch Thompson out there when he didn't come down with it.
Yeah. That was nice coverage by Fabian Ross there, getting his hand up.
Flags come down, and this might be offside on
procedure.
No, it's going to be
number
a procedure
67. Redo third down.
So that'll knock the field goal attempt back 5 yards.
Willie McGee's had a good solid year for the Thunder
sure has.
as a kicker. He's
rookie kicker as well.
As a rookie kicker, yes, he's came in and took the role from Evan Drader, but he's come in and done very well as a punter and a kicker. He might not have the best average, but a lot of his punts are placed, and they're placed out of bounds to not give up a return or what have you. But he's an unsung hero on this team. He's had a very solid year at the kicker position.
McGee from the 23 is good, and that'll now make it with 6:08 to go in the third quarter. The Regina Thunder 38 and the Vancouver Island Raiders 13. You're watching the Canadian Bowl live on Access 7. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're watching it this afternoon across this great province of ours.
And
Kevin Foote producing today, and a bunch of very chilly volunteers, who I understand Kevin's all buying supper for. Everything's said and done tonight. Is that true, guys? That's what I heard beforehand. I don't know. I just got the nod. Yes, it is. Attaboy, Kevin.
I saw the Thunder defense run on there for a second, and I was kind of surprised they hadn't that they were going to take the ball on the 35 rather than come with the return.
So McGee will kick it off. Back for the Raiders, and picking this one up is going to be Ashton Galloway at the 15. Galloway to the 20, 25, 30. Galloway, high hurdles a man. Galloway 40, 45 before he is brought down. Ashton Galloway with a nice return, and he has something to say to Will Heward.
What a bug. I think Will was the one who started jawing at him. Will says he's not the little angel he's made out to be.
You can't do that on the turf that my uncle runs.
Yeah, that's his dad.
I'm sorry, his dad. That's
his
right.
dad, yeah.
Tito, you can't do that on that turf that my dad runs. Who do you think you are? On first down, Ibarra will throw, has a catch, and a nice one as it's Whitman Tomasak making the catch right at the midfield stripe. And was it just me, or did Ibarra take forever to wind up and throw that?
That was a slow release, but that was a good job of Tomasak of turning around. The ball was right there. He did a good job of adjusting last second to come down with that ball. He's beating Landon Walter quite easily on that at that corner position.
Tomasak, the BC Football Conference Receiver of the Year. First down from the 53. Ibarra going to throw it up again, and this one over the head of the intended receiver, and now a late flag. And you'd have to think where that flag is, we're going to see interference. And that's going to be a break for the Raiders.
The refs are going to get together and talk about this one, because I don't think I did see an interference, so it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this. And a pass interference call here wouldn't be very, that would have definitely hurt the Thunder defense's confidence.
Ball, you figure there on that one?
Yeah, that could be the story, but I just don't. I saw where I think he was calling the pass interference.
Yeah,
granted, I'm not a referee, but I don't think it was a harmless little jam, which is what the linebacker is, Graydon Benner, is coached to do.
However, though, you can't do that many yards downfield.
Yeah.
From where that flag was thrown. Nevertheless, they pick up the flag, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Ball at the Thunder 53. 5 minutes to go in this third quarter. 38-13 for Regina. Ibarra will throw, and
he had to get
it away quick, because coming in on the blitz, it was Taylor Garrett, and that forced Ibarra to get it away early, and it skips in front of the intended receiver, and the punt team will come out.
Taylor Garrett missed a lot of time this year with a foot injury, and then unfortunately suffered a knee injury, so he didn't miss a quite a bit of time this year in his first year in a Thunder uniform, and they're doing a good job of rotating him in with Michael Bittman there, who was filling in for Taylor Garrett while he was out, but has now taken that role as the starter at the end position and done quite well. But nevertheless, that was a nice play by Taylor Garrett to get in there, get his hands up, and screw up that pass.
Shinbein with the return. Shinbein up to the 30, 35. Drags a couple of tacklers with him across the 37. Thunder are going to have some nice field position here with 4:43 to go in this third quarter, and they are in firm control, leading this football game by a score of 38-13.
Mike's done a good job of making number 48, Xavier Kozlowski, look silly on some plays here. Xavier's the first one has been the first one down there in a couple of returns, and Mike's shaking him quite handily. So.
On first down, Hastings will throw, has a completion. It is Brady Keller, and not many yards on the play, but a few is better than none.
Yeah, yards are yards.
Yep,
so
yards are yards, and the clock will continue to tick. So no problem there for the Thunder on that one. It'll be a gain of 3.
I'm sure
as you get a look at Tanner Hope.
I'm sure Asher would like to put some more points on the board this drive here.
While killing some time, I believe.
While killing a fair amount of time.
Hastings will throw, and looked to be some miscommunication there. 2 receivers in the same spot. The pass looked like it was going for Dice, and it goes incomplete, but looked like there was some miscommunication there between the receivers as there were 2 guys in the same area.
Well, that sucks to see a two and out this at this point in the game. But you deal with the cards you're dealt, and Willie McGee gets another chance to impress.
Yeah, it's going 2 and out, not the worst thing, but you just want to make sure you get that ball back and don't give that Vancouver team, or that Nanaimo team, the Vancouver Island Raiders, any momentum as we get ready for the fourth quarter. McGee's kick, it's going to be a wobbler. It's going to come down to Tomasak at the 45, and Tomasak will go down at about the 48-yard line as he is spun down. In there were a lot of guys in there, but it looked to be Brandon Whitehouse that made the tackle on the special teams play.
I don't know if any of you at home saw, but Isaiah Domney was down there again mixing it up with a couple players on top of a guy. He's a guy that he's sent out there to kind of get in guys' ears and try and frustrate some guys, but Isaiah's a funny guy, and he's doing a good job. He knows his role and does a good job of it.
Ibarra on first down. Hands the football off, and that's Galloway, and Galloway is going to gallop for about 5.
The Thunder D-line has to get off their blocks there. They shouldn't be spending that much time on the block. Galloway spent a lot of time dancing around in the backfield there. There should be no reason that you can't get off your block there and make the play in the backfield or a couple of yards past the line of scrimmage rather than downfield.
Galloway didn't carry the football a lot for the Raiders this year, but when he did, he had a lot of yards, 31 carries for an average of over 7.5. On second down, the pitch, and that's going to go to Richot. Richot's going to, or pardon me, that's not Richot. It's going to be the receiver coming out of the backfield. That's Schrott. He's going to have himself a first down. That was a well-executed play there by the Raiders.
So they're pulling some tricks out of the bag here. Down by a fair margin here.
Dylan Schrott's had a couple of big plays for the Raiders in this third quarter.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're kind of pulling all the tricks out right now, seeing if they can chip away at this lead here.
Ibarra will throw over the middle. There's a completion and enough for a first down. That's going to be Alex Kutra, who's also had some big catches for the Raiders in this second half. And that's going to be enough to move the sticks.
So obviously they made some halftime adjustments here, this Raider team, that the Thunder defense is going to have to adjust to and start making plays, because they're giving up some pretty big plays here, and that's uncharacteristic of this Thunder defense, as judging by the way they've been playing as of late.
Ibarra to throw, and again it is Schrute, and that'll be enough for about an 8-yard pickup.
There's two Thunder
he's
players
brought
there.
Down. McAlpine was right there.
These guys got to kind of pick up their game here. They're not playing with a hunger and a want as they were near the end of the second half there.
Are they looking at the scoreboard and saying it's too much? And they've sort of taken the pedal off the gas a little bit?
That seems to be the story here, which you don't want to see.
I'll tell you what, if they put the ball in the end zone here, I think Scott McCauley will have some words for his defense.
Yeah.
Ibarra on second down and short. He just takes it straight up the middle. That should be enough for a first down. Needless surge there after the play was done, but
and you see some stuff. You're still seeing some stuff after the whistle here. That's kind of unnecessary. But again, in a game like this, with the implications it has, I think the refs are gonna let a lot of the little stuff go, and let them play. They realize that that these aren't boys out here; they're men. This isn't high school football anymore.
49 seconds to go in this third quarter. Raiders trying to put the ball in the end zone. Trill Blair, Drew Bartis with you. Carlin Haroff down on the sidelines. This is the 2013 Canadian Bowl live on Access 7. Hope you're enjoying it from a cool Mosaic Stadium.
The Thunder defense is going to get a chance here to get this ball back. I don't see that with the field position there that's here and where the game's at right now. I don't see the Raiders punting it, and they're not. They're gonna run on Bennett, and this is a good opportunity for the Thunder to kind of get their swagger back and their confidence back with a big stop here.
Jamari Bennett back in the football game for this third down play, and you would have to think this will be Jamari Bennett keeping the football, but we'll see what happens. Galloway, the lone tailback. Bennett should have enough for the first down as he goes over the left side, and that should be enough to move the sticks, and Bennett will come off the field and Ibarra will come back on, and the Raiders will continue on their way.
You know, the Thunder just kind of...
Ibarra on the season completed 59% of his passes for 1,382 yards, had 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, was injured late in the year, and that was the reason why Marwick came on. And I was under the impression that Ibarra was going to start today, but it was Marwick that got the call. This is Schrute on a reverse. Schrute to the 15, to the 10. Schrute to the 5, and he's cut down at the 3-yard line on the final play of the third quarter. So after 3, the Thunder are up by 25 points. They have 15 minutes to go to a Canadian championship. Can they hold on? We'll find out as it's 3 quarters in the books as we take a look on this play by Schrute. And he ends up getting knocked down and a good hit by Dustin Erbach. So let's throw it down to Carlin Haroff. And Carlin, who you got? Oh, I guess Carlin's not ready yet, so we'll just hold on for a couple of seconds. But Drew, 38-13 after 3 quarters, and as I said, the Raiders look here like they're going to get some points coming up in this drive, but certainly right now I wouldn't panic, but I wouldn't be too overconfident yet.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. If I was the Thunder coaching staff. Okay. No.
All right, now let's throw it down to Carlin. She's got Mitch Thompson.
Mitch, great game so far. You're well over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. How important was it for you guys to come out here and be able to hit those passes?
It was big to put the pressure on them early, and but we got to keep going. We can't quit now.
It has been a pretty well-balanced attack so far this game. Are you looking to run the ball a little bit more in the fourth quarter?
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully we can get up a little more and then run the ball.
Get up a little bit more. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Good luck in the fourth. Okay, Mitch.
Thanks a lot, Carlin. And as we get ready for this fourth quarter, Jamari Bennett in the football game for the Raiders. The ball is placed on the 1.5-yard line. Of course, tomorrow, 3:30, Riders, Lions. We'll have all the analysis for you, win or lose, with Rod Peterson in the huddle Tuesday night. Let's see what the Raiders have up here. Bennett on first down. goes straight up the middle, and he has himself a Vancouver Island touchdown. Jamari Bennett, his second of the afternoon, and the Raiders now cut into that lead, but the Thunder are still doubling them up right now. It's 38-19.
I think it's very important for the Thunder when they get this ball back that they start moving it and put another score on the points, or on the some more points on the board here. Get another score and kind of get that momentum back in their favor, because right now I'd say it's definitely in Vancouver Island's favor. They are down 38-19, but that being said, there's still 14 minutes and 45 seconds to put points on the board and try and make a comeback. So it's important for Asher and this offense to move the ball, take some time off the clock, and put another score on the board here.
PAT up and through, so 38-20 now your score. As you see Bennett go in from the 2. We talked about it off the top of the broadcast. Erwin Kleppner steps down last year. It was a good ending to the season for the Thunder last year. Nobody expected them to go into Calgary, beat the undefeated Colts. They do that. They lose to the Hilltops in the PFC final, which was disappointing, but I don't know if the team was crushed over that or not, although you always want to win the final. But then Erwin Kleppner steps down. Scott McCauley, no stranger to the club, takes over as the head coach. And a lot of people said it was a great hire, which it was.
Absolutely,
but would Scotty be able to have the success right off the bat? And he certainly has, and it shows you right off the bat how early these guys bought into the program and what Scott wanted to do. And whereas we said, we're 14 and a half minutes away from this team winning a championship that I thought people would expect under Scott, but I don't know if they thought it would happen in year one.
No, and you know what? One thing that Scott's fortunate of when he inherited this ball club is that he inherited a good group of leaders and guys who were around when the Thunder started to make its climb up and make the program known throughout the PFC, and got a good group of leaders in Asher Hastings and guys like Tanner Hope, Will Heward, Brandon Whitehouse, who completely, and Money Moore, who buy in and really make all these other young guys give that much more to the team, to the program. I think the problem in the past is that the program and the way the coaching staff wanted to run things wasn't completely bought across the board. And with Scott, he pretty much forces you to buy in right off the hop and buy in completely.
Mitch Thompson with the catch for a first down. Does Scott have a little bit of Wally Buono in him, though? Because he likes to get out on the field a lot.
No, he likes to have control. And you know what? He's a guy that if he could put shoulder pads on, he'd be out there running snaps with the first team defense. Like he's
I'm gonna bug him about that next time I see him.
He likes to have control of the team.
When he's on Sports Cage with Roddy and I this week, I'm going to bug him about that because he's starting to look like Wally Buono out there, the way he gets out in the field. Brown with the handoff, and he gets very little, if any.
Well, let's hope when he's on Sport Cage this week, it's as a Canadian champion and not as a...
Absolutely.
It looks like Mitch Thompson's suffering from cramps. He was stretching out his hamstring a little bit there, and trainers run on to tend to him. It hurts to lose a guy like Mitch Thompson, but there's guys who can certainly step up and fill the void.
How better has he been working out with the Riders all year?
You know what? Mitch is a very good receiver. From watching him this year, limited. I've only been able to see him a little bit because he was out with injuries quite a bit this year.
But I would say much the same as what it was for Zach Evans, Dan Clark. They just learned that game from the pros, and they just really take it up more than a level, I think.
Yeah, a guy like Mitch, he went in a very, very good football player and a very good receiver. And you know what? There's not much difference. He's very good. He probably has learned a lot of little things, but you know what? He was a very, very well polished receiver before he had gone into camp, and he's just a natural talent. So guys like Dan and Zach, when they came back, you noticed that difference right away. You noticed the pickup from playing at the next level. But a guy like Mitch, I think he was this good a year ago.
2nd and 9, ball at the Regina 49. 13 minutes to go in this Canadian Bowl. The Thunder up by 18. Hastings gonna throw it downfield. Has his man down there making the catch, and what a catch it was! Looking over the shoulder was Will Heward.
That was a good job of Will. Will was kind of a step behind that ball, but he just kind of didn't quit and knew he had to get down there and get his mitts on that ball. It looks like we have an injury to the ref, but here's the replay, and you see Asher puts the ball in a place where Will has to go and get it. Nice adjustment by Will to get his hands up there.
That's a tough catch to make.
Very tough.
That's a lot tougher than it looks.
Will Heward's a guy who can go out and make that catch. He's an absolute stud, and he has been since he started getting playing time with his team. He
had a referee down.
Yeah, we do. I didn't see what happened, but it looks like it's the umpire might have missed something in the got hit or rolled up on in the fray Johnson. There.
By the way, CFL Director of Officiating Tom Higgins in attendance here today, scouting some of these guys.
Yeah.
Tom will be here tomorrow, obviously, for the football game. And the fans' favorite referee will do that game tomorrow. The only, Andre Proulx.
Well, I can tell you right now, he's got the best headlinesman on his crew.
Who would that be?
Ronnie Bars. He's
who would that
one
be,
of the league's best.
You see it there, and there you see it right at the 50-yard line. He just sort of got knocked over by the Vancouver Island player. I don't even think saw him there.
You know what I know? These refs are tough guys, but I'm not sure they can withstand the hits of a 20-year-old coming full speed.
Especially when the weather's less than conducive.
He'll definitely be feeling that in the morning.
First down, ball at the 28. Hastings fakes the handoff to Brown, throws it up, and it is going to be caught down there by Dice, but I think he's going to be out of bounds. Yeah, they'll say that Tristan Dice out of bounds. And
I think he went and tried to make that play right in front of his dad down there. I think his dad's sitting down in the corner.
I think that's his dad right down there in the corner. There's a bunch of guys down there. Kahari Jones is one of them. I think Craig Butler's down there. Of course, tomorrow at this time, they'll be busy. Second down. Hastings will throw it out. Has Heward wide open. Heward gets to the 20. Heward trying to get to the first down. Heward will get to the first down and more as he cuts it across the 15. I was going to tell him, son, you got to start running north-south, not east-west, but just as I was about to say it, he cuts it upfield and has a big Thunder first down as they're now inside the red zone, and the clock is ticking. Less than 12 to go.
I think when Will Heward knows he needs to make a play, the game slows down for him, and he gets that extra second to look around and, okay, I got a path over there, and I'm going to go take that to get the first down. So he's a guy who's zoned in, and he wants this ring more than anyone.
Hastings looking for the end zone. Oh, and it just incomplete, is unable to come down with it. It was Heward, and good coverage on the play, as that was Andrew Rowe on the coverage.
Yeah, I'm assuming he got his hand in there to jar that ball loose, because it looked like Will initially got the catch. He did a great job of getting open, but the ball was just a little high, and it gave Rowe enough chance to come and make up the ground he had lost after getting beat by Will.
Hastings, one off the Canadian Bowl record of 5 touchdown passes. He'll put it up here. Hastings looks for the end zone, and it is just out of the grasp of the intended receiver. That was Jacob Carr.
Things aren't clinking like they were early on in the game. I thought maybe Carr could have came down with that ball and maybe got a little tug on the back of his jersey from Wiley coming across, but who's to say we're not on the field, right? We're not in the stripes, thank God.
So McGee will come in to kick a field goal. They'll spot it at the 22-yard line. Right in the middle of the field, so no problem here. And the only problem for McGee,
no holder.
There's no holder. Hello? Need a holder. Might want to call a timeout.
I think they're going to let the clock run out, and that's coaching there. They got to know that Mitch has come off the field and Mitch is hurt, so they got to send the guy their replacement in there to hold that football.
So McGee will pick up his tee and go back 5 yards. And
just a miscommunication there. Maybe not telling Mason, hey, Mitch is out. You got to get in there to hold.
So Mason Dick, the backup holder, who is the one that everybody will go, well, where were you? What were you doing? So he'll take some grief. And McGee from the 27. Good snap. Good kick. It's good, and put another 3 on the board. And it's 41-20 now for the Thunder with 10:43 to go in this Canadian Bowl, which right now looks like it might be residing at the Thunder Clubhouse.
Yeah, no, that's a good place for it. It's a couple years overdue, I'd say, and
no reason to think with, as you said, not many guys graduating. Could maybe take up some rent there for a while.
Yeah, and you know what? I think with the Thunder beating Saskatoon 2 weeks ago, that just I think it brings Regina back up there to the whole level of the Regina Rams versus the Hilltops rivalry from back in the day, and I think it brings it back to the Thunder Hilltops rivalry, where I don't think the Hilltops got up for the game against the Thunder as much as the Thunder got up to play the Hilltops.
I agree with that. Somebody said that validates the team, that win last weekend. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I think that might have been too strong a statement to make, because I think the team had been validated beforehand. But certainly, though, knocking off the Hilltops in Saskatoon was a major accomplishment, and one that this football team had to do if they were going to get to where they want to be, which is where they are right now.
No, absolutely, and you know, it's huge for the program. It's a recruiting. It's big for recruiting as well, because you know what, I've seen tons of high school football jackets out here that you know, there's might be a guy or two that might be on the fence. Hey, do I want to go play junior, or do I want to play CIS? And they say, hey, maybe I can go play as a young player.
Unnecessary roughness.
Junior
42.
Football, win a championship
Vancouver Island. First down.
You brought up a good other point, very good point as well. Also, before the third quarter, about the amount of people you saw here wearing Thunder jackets.
Yeah. There's a lot of jackets here. I started playing on the team in 2008, and I had been around the team as a ball boy from as long as I can remember when I was little. And there's a ton of Thunder team jackets out here that I don't recognize from years past, and it just shows how excited the alumni is. Guys I don't recognize personally, how excited they are to see the Thunder win. It's, you know, you play for the Thunder once. It's
Ibarra's throw, it was a lame duck, and settling underneath it was Chris Tunnicliffe, and he's going to wish he had that one back, because that was an easy INT, and he let that one go through.
That's one thing. Talking to Chris, he said to me one time that he comes out of a football game without a pick, and he doesn't feel like he did anything to help the team. But you know, he does do a lot to help this team. Where you saw where he forced that fumble, he's an awesome player. He's got great range as a safety, and he plays the run aggressively.
We've even got a couple of people here wearing Access 7 football jerseys.
Yeah.
Who's that down there? Second down. Ibarra fortunate that he's not in the sidelines after throwing up a duck. And now flags fly, and I think Ibarra took too much time.
Time count violation. 5, Vancouver Island.
Tough enough when you're down by
repeated.
21. You got to get moving down the field, and you're taking too much time.
And you got the fans starting to get into it
I
a
think
little more.
they're starting to feel it.
And you know what? They're right in front of the beer gardens, which is packed full of Thunder alumni. There's guys like Tyler Hogan and Jay Smith, who had very successful careers with the Thunder down there.
Do you think they're really drinking a lot of beer right now, though?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
You think it's not hot chocolate or coffee?
No, I think it's beer. I think they can put up with the cold
I'll take your
weather.
word for that.
Yeah. I think they're sucking back a few too many original Great Western original 16s.
Second and 15. Fans
Another
really
one.
get into it, and guess what?
Another one.
Another one is right, and Ibarra saying, whoa, what's going on? No, guess what? You took too much time, son.
Yeah, and it's huge when you can get this number of people out to a game. And you can hear the VI Raiders sideline yelling to watch the clock.
So there, time's blown in.
They got quite a lot of real estate to make up here.
2nd and 20, ball at the 6. They've got to get to their 26 for this drive to continue. Ibarra, he's going to put it up over the middle, and rocked was the intended receiver, Schroet, as I think that was Dick that made the initial hit. There was a couple of guys there, as that was an ill-advised throw by Ibarra for Schroet. But I believe Mason Dick was the first guy there to make contact with the Vancouver Island receiver.
And you know
Cliff also in there.
You're going to see VI kneel the ball here, because if they punted, Mike Shinbein's going to make up at least 12 to 13 of those yards. And,
well, here's an interesting question, though. Right now, and yes, it does look bleak for Vancouver Island.
Yeah.
But they're 3 scores down if they don't concede.
Yes.
So is this where you got to put it in the hands of the defense?
And they're going to go ahead and
And
do
they
that.
are going to kick it.
That's going to...
Shinbein will take it at the 40. Shinbein will get to the 35. He'll tiptoe across the 30 and get it down to the 27. And then a late flag comes down. I don't know if there's a face mask there or not, but there could be. One of the Vancouver Island players, Sawyer Barth, has some words to the official as he goes by. And I think this might end up being a few extra yards for... No, they're going to say it's against the Thunder.
35, Isaiah Dobney.
Your boy.
Holding 35, Regina. First down repeated.
And you know what? That's just that wasn't Isaiah maybe having a guy get off his block and holding on a little too long. That was Isaiah trying to take a guy completely out of the game and or out of the play, sorry, and bring him to the ground. And that's just, you hurt your team so much doing that. And as a coaching staff, you kind of got to look: is this guy helping or hurting having him on the field?
So, Thunder will scrimmage from the Vancouver Island 49. And I would think another touchdown here, or even a field goal, might ice it for Regina. Hastings will hand it off to Brown. Brown, big hole 40. Nick Brown runs into the official and then keeps going. He gets it out to the 30-yard line.
Having a guy like Nick Brown as your running back, you know, knowing him personally, I feel I'm so proud of him. He's done so well in these playoffs. You know, last year missed some time with a concussion. This year going in and missing some time with a broken finger on top of a concussion. And for him to come out and play as well as he's playing and really being a key contributor to why this offense has been doing so well in the playoffs and going on. He's been playing very well as of late, and he deserves a huge pat on the back. And you know, a lot of this offense's success rolls with what Nick Brown can do.
It was a gain of 19 for Brown. Here he goes again, 25-20. Brown crossed the 20-yard line, down to the 15. Nick Brown with a couple of big runs. And once again, the Thunder are in the red zone. By the way, the Canadian Junior Football League's proud to recognize and thank the following for their support this year: Football Canada, the Canadian Football Hall of Fame, the CFL, Uniglobe Geo Travel, Team Nike, the official supplier of Nike footballs to the CJFL, Team Litson, and Jostens, the official supplier of awards and rings to the Canadian Junior Football League. And Bryn Werrett will be making a call for
15,
Jostens
Vancouver Island.
the next 8 minutes and 14 seconds as the Thunder might be having to buy some rings.
And this is where VI is starting to get frustrated. They just took another bonehead penalty for chirping or what have you, but it's I think you're going to see VI come out and start being very undisciplined late in the game here when the Thunder gets rolling here, going on towards a victory.
8 minutes to go. Thunder up by 21, and they're driving deep in Vancouver Island territory. Hastings wants to throw, has a man, has a touchdown.
There's the record.
It is with the 5th touchdown of the day.
AJ Bannon.
Justin Bannon, and that ties a Canadian Bowl record for Asher Hastings as Bannon puts it into the end zone. Touchdown, Thunder!
I hope we get to see a replay, because you get to see Justin standing in the corner 5 yards out of the end zone waving at Asher like, "Hey Asher, look, I'm over here and I'm wide open. Could you please pass me the football? 1 sec, let me tie my shoe first." He was wide open. No one would go.
Well, nobody ever shows the fullback love on the pass patterns. Convert is up and good. And the last Regina team to have a championship were the Regina Red Sox, but I think they're about to get knocked off the perch.
And here you're going to see Justin kind of turn around and wave at Asher. Wide open. Hi, Asher. There it is. No one around him. He's just going to walk into the end zone.
And Drew, with it being 48-20, I think it's pretty safe to say they've got this one won.
Yeah.
You got to go back to thank a lot of people for 14 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's
but
one
thing guy you got to remember. And I know Scott McCall is remembering him right now, and that's Randy Shaw.
Yeah, no, I never got the opportunity. I've never got the opportunity to meet Randy, but for him to take on a young junior football team and start it pretty much from the bottom, and get things rolling, it takes a lot to be able to take on that role as a head coach to a new franchise and kind of getting your butts whooped for the first 5-6 years in existence. So they endured a lot. The early guys endured a lot, and like you said, for the past 14 years, there's a lot of guys that deserve thanks. And I think the Instagram picture, the Regina Thunder said it best. The caption was, "This is just a picture, but it speaks much more to the people who have put in the work for the last 14 years." And it hits close to home for a guy who's been a part of the program and completely bought in. Like, you go and you talk to the guys after their game against Saskatoon and coming in, and they thank you for the time you put in and being able to learn from you, what have you. It's a real honor to be an alumni of this program today.
Ibarra fakes the handoff and will throw, and that one's going to go in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That was Kutra.
I don't think he wanted to catch that one from the get-go. He knew Steve McAlpine was right there, and didn't want to make the sacrifice, I guess, in this cold weather.
Ibarra on second down talks over with his offensive. Ibarra on second down. That pass is going to be complete, and some big yards, and a lot of yards for Vancouver Island going down the field. That's Rodriguez, and he is out of bounds at the 22-yard line. So a big second down conversion and a big play there as he catches Rodriguez on the slant, and Rodriguez with a big run there after the catch. And the Raiders are in business.
Yeah, this Raider team isn't going to give up. They're not going to surrender. They're not going to quit. The game might be out of reach, but you don't want to be completely embarrassed out here.
Ibarra hands it to Galloway. Galloway will come over to the 20 and then get knocked down as making the tackle there. It was Sillinger. Brett Sillinger's had himself a pretty nice afternoon.
He's had himself a good year. And if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. Brett's the smartest football player on the field at all times. He knows everything in and out, and he's going to answer questions for you if you have it, whether you're the wide side cornerback or the nose tackle. He knows what everyone's doing on the field at all times.
Ibarra's throw is going to be caught by Rodriguez down at the 10. That's a nice pass, a nice catch as well, as he had to thread the needle there. There wasn't a lot of... The window was pretty small there for Ibarra to make that throw, but he manages to do it to Dustin Rodriguez.
And he's having a good game himself, Rodriguez. He's made a lot of big plays here.
So is Ibarra, for that matter.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He's coming in here in relief, being the third guy to come in. He's doing a good job of hitting his receivers, and you're seeing why he was the starting quarterback for the first 11 weeks.
Galloway on the draw. Galloway to the 5. Galloway lunges ahead to the 3-yard line before he is brought down. It'll be a gain of 6. 5.5 minutes to go. And the Thunder up by 28 points. Ibarra is going to put it up in the end zone, and that's going to be too far for the intended receiver, but it was Kutra saying, "Ref, throw the flag, throw the flag," and the ref says, "Yeah, okay."
That was threw that a little late. I don't know if he missed the flag his first go around, but I didn't think he was going to call anything there.
I don't think he was either, but I think he got coaxed into doing it because you could see Kutra yelling at the ref.
Illegal
to throw
contact.
The flag.
Regina, number 24, first down.
Penalty on McAlpine.
That's going to give the Raiders another shot to punch one in here. Maybe a little too late, but a score's a score.
Okay, so I'll ask you this. It is a cold afternoon. Do you give the Gatorade shower to Coach McCauley?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely you do.
If there's any coach that deserves it, it's Scott McCauley.
As it is Bennett.
I think cold weather games are the best time to give your coach
exactly
a shower.
Raiders get the touchdown as Bennett goes in from the 2. And that's Bennett's third touchdown of the day on the ground, as he's their short yardage quarterback. And now they'll go for 2 as Ibarra comes back into the football game, as you take a look at Jamari Bennett, the man that scored the touchdown.
Yeah, and it's good. It's good. It looks good on paper, but I think this score is just a little too late. They would have had to start this late in the first half if they wanted to hoist this trophy tonight. But I think we're going to see the 5 captains of the Regina Thunder go and accept this award.
Ibarra with the 2-point convert, and the pass incomplete. He was looking out there for Tomasak, and the ball falls incomplete. You can see the frustration in Tomasak as he's walking back. He's just, guys, he says he's got that look on him that we're better than this, but not today. They're not, as the Thunder have been full marks. Vancouver Island got on the board first, but then Asher Hastings took over. Touchdown passes to Keller, Carr, and Thompson. Made it 21-3, and he added another one to Thompson before the half was over. And that put the Thunder firmly in control of this football game. And then a big touchdown by Nick Brown to start off the second half, and really drew the Thunder. Haven't looked back.
No, not at all. And I kind of look back and think maybe the Raiders took this Thunder team a little too lightly. From what I understand, one of their points at the dinner last night was that they're happy they're not playing the Saskatoon Hilltops. And
really?
I think the Thunder took that as a smack in the face, and they were a little bit offended. So they want to, give it back to them in a fashion that might really make them think twice about what they say next time.
Short kick, but it comes down with Jacob Carr making the uncontested catch at the 48-yard line. And that's where the Thunder will set up shop.
So yeah, I do think that the Raiders came in and really underestimated this Thunder team, because you look at their league and there's not a wide variety to recruit from. So I don't think that the competition in the BC League is there as much as it is in the PFC, where you have a wide recruiting area where you're from Regina, you're recruiting Regina and area, whereas where you go BC, there's 2 or 3 teams within 45 an hour of each other. So, these teams.
First down, Brown. Sorry to interrupt, but Brown with another first down as he takes it down to the 50-yard line of the Thunder.
So the Thunder have been playing up and playing good competition all year, whereas I look at the scores of the BC games. They're beating teams by 30, 40, 50 points, and there's only a couple games that are tight games and games that they're losing. So, I don't think the competition is there to ready them for a game like this. And I personally believe that you're going to see the national championship stay in the PFC for a long time, whether it be the Regina Thunder or the Saskatoon Hilltops or anyone else in the PFC who does choose to win this league.
Maybe the only thing left in this game to determine is whether or not Asher Hastings can set a Canadian Bowl record. Hastings has already tied the record for most touchdown tosses in a Canadian Championship game with 5. He holds that record with a number of different players, but he is looking perhaps for number 6. But the only thing is, though, is if you were to throw your 6th touchdown pass, would that be considered rubbing it in a little? But then
I don't
again,
think-
some
I-
can
you know
say,
what?
you know what? We're not playing these guys again next year.
One, we're not playing these guys again, and you know what? Everyone across the country knows what these guys do to other teams. I have written down here the scores from all their games. They're beating weak teams 71-0.
Yep.
35-10. You know, I saw highlights from their Intergold game against the AKO Fratman. They beat them 51-3, and as they're going up, half the team's going to accept the trophy, and half the team are waving the other team off the field. So you know what? I think if they throw another touchdown, this VI team's getting what they deserve. And but also that being said, I don't think Asher Hastings has a record in his mind. He wants to host
No,
that
I
trophy.
would completely agree with you on that.
I
don't even think he knows.
Yeah, and if he does know, he's probably saying, whatever, I'm going to be a Canadian Bowl champion, and that's all I care about. Asher's a selfless guy. He's 100% for the team, and that's why he's such a great leader. He's always got the team's best interest at all times.
And also, I know he's got a pretty good relationship going too with Darian Durant as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw that video as well. That was I was at my parents' house for supper when he released that video, and my mom called me over, and you know what, I was very proud of Asher. I'm very good friends with Asher, and last year when we both had been sitting out with shoulder injuries, and we were traveling to all the away games together, so we got to know each other very well, and my mom was extremely proud as well. I think she was on the verge of tears watching Darian Durant give a shout out to my friends. So, you know that again, that shows how excited everyone is.
Second and short, Isaiah Dobney. I don't know if he's going to get enough for the first down or not. 3:22 to go, and not many people have left here, Drew.
No, I
they're
think
all waiting to see the.
Everyone wants to see the trophy get put above the heads of this Thunder team for
I
the
haven't
first
seen
time.
the trophy yet. Is it out there somewhere?
I haven't seen them bring it out at all either. So it's probably sitting warm. So you know, the Thunder didn't have good luck last time when they hoisted the PFC Championship trophy. They had to do some repairs at the clubhouse. So I think they're trying to keep it away, keep it warm, and keep it strong.
First down for the Thunder. 3:23 to go. We will stay with you for the presentation of the Canadian Bowl. Hopefully, Carlin Haroff will be able to get a couple of minutes with the winning head coach. Hopefully, the Thunder won't use that time to dump the Gatorade on Scott McCauley. Otherwise, Carlin might get wet too.
I think that's the best time when the camera's on him.
Brown straight up the middle. He's got to be well over 100 yards today now as well.
Oh, absolutely.
In fact, he's going to be over around 150, I would think. We only get the stats at the end of the first half, and Brown, he was, where was he? He was at 57. The touchdown was what, 39, I believe? Not sure how long that touchdown was that he had early in the third quarter, but he might be close to 150 yards.
Yeah, you know, and he's been putting up big numbers since he's been back and healthy in these playoffs, and it shows how well this offensive line is clicking and how well they're playing. I know, talking with Mark Becker, they're very, very impressed with the play of left tackle Matt Hobbleblocks. They're very excited. He's got 4 years of eligibility.
Looking downfield, and that one's going to be intercepted. And coming back with it is Jackson Wiley, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 18-yard line, so that's going to be the only blemish of the day probably on Asher Hastings' ledger, but I think he's going to live with that.
Yeah, no, I think throwing 5 touchdowns, I think you can live with 1 interception. But, you know, Asher's also going to take that as a learning experience, which is, you know, funny to think of. Being in the last game, he's going to walk away and think, what could I have done better there, obviously. But like I was saying about this O-line, it's the coaches are very impressed with how they have played. You know, like I said, a lot of questions going in. Young guys stepping in like Hobbleblocks, Matt Lipp, and I believe Jordan Elliott is the right guard playing in there. And great leadership from Max Ziegler and Kyle Deshane as well. And they've really picked up their game coming in late into the season when you need to pick up the game, and it's going to help this team out.
First down for the Thunder. Ibarra will throw, has a man. It is Schrott at the 20-yard line, and Schrott won't get much farther. before he is brought down by a handful of Thunder players, amongst them Ben Similuk.
Ben Similuk's another selfless guy. He's a guy that reason Ben's playing so well this year is because Ben knows his job and he goes out and does it, and he lets his plays come to him. And that's what makes a good football player is patience and knowing your job and just going out and doing it, not hurting your team. And Ben does a great job of that. He's been a leader on that D-line and an absolute stud this year.
Now they're really reaching into the tricks as they try the pass back to the quarterback, and coming down with the football on the INT is Landon Walter. And then Landon Walter, and it wasn't Walter that took the shot, it was Whitehouse, as one of the Vancouver Island players decides that he's had enough.
You don't
that should be enough for him.
That's just poor sportsmanship.
Yeah, that is.
And you know what? I don't want to say this, and it's that way across the board with that team. They're very undisciplined, and I'm actually surprised with the clean not playing as chippy as they have all game. But they're a dirty football team, and there's no way around it.
2 minutes to go, 2:10 to be exact, and Landon Walter with the interception. And you see the rough play call. And yeah, you know what? The Raiders have been
unnecessary roughness. 55, Vancouver Island, first down.
The Raiders have been beacon today, but the Thunder have chirped right back. And they probably don't like that, because there's probably a lot of teams, like you said, when you look at those scores.
They probably just sit there and take it.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? They got what they deserve today. And I don't, you know what, Andrew Harris is gone, so I don't see the Raiders being as successful as they have in the past. Granted, I could be wrong. I'm not a fortune teller. But like I said, I think this championship's going to stay in the PFC for a number of years. I think it's going to be between Saskatoon and Regina. And you know what, Calgary's got a good program. Winnipeg's got a good program. There's a lot of good up-and-coming programs in this league. And any year, anyone could be a contender in the PFC. And everyone's giving everyone a good game every week. So I don't see it leaving the PFC.
Brown again with the handoff, and one of the I don't know who that is. Who is it? It's 99 for Quentin Bowles, getting into it with the fans down there now. I don't know if that's in that Vancouver Island section or not, but he was sort of gesturing towards the fans down there by the.
It looks. There's Raiders fans standing around.
So. 2nd and 3. The carry to Brown was worth 7 yards. Ball at the 14-yard line. Less than 2 minutes to play. The coronation is coming up, and here goes Brown. Brown to the 5. Down inside to the 4.
That's Matt
not
Frass.
Nick Brown. That's Matt Frass, the backup running back. And another flag comes down. As now they've brought in the backup tailback in. That was Frass. And I have to wonder if Asher Hastings is only in this football game because maybe they know he's at 5.
Unnecessary roughness, number 8, Vancouver Island.
Because I am surprised that Asher's still in the football.
Asher's coming out now. They're substituting Kyle Siemens in.
Yeah.
But you know what? And I'm just getting frustrated watching this Vancouver Island Raider defense going in the game, taking stupid penalties and just dragging this game out. And here comes the Gatorade shower for Coach. There it is.
There it is. We missed
That's got to feel good.
Yeah.
That's got to feel great for Scott.
Siemens on first down, hands it off. Is he in?
Yeah, they're calling it a
touchdown! Regina Thunder! Matt Frass.
Penalties decline. Touchdown.
And you know
we will have the trophy presentation for you. By the way, the score now 54-26 after the Frass touchdown.
There's a lot of people on the support staff and on this coaching staff that have been here the whole ride. And defensive line coach Craig Hammond has been here since day one. Gus, the massage therapist, Dave Gates has been here forever. Lisa Swallow has been here off and on. The head physiotherapist, been here forever. And it's got to feel good for them to watch all these teams come through and to watch guys go through the program and to never win it, and to see this group of guys win it. It's good. It's all worth it. All the time and effort they put in throughout the year, and throughout the years, it's got to feel absolutely fantastic for them on the sideline. I know after the PFC final win, the team signed the game ball and gave it to Dave Gates, who puts in the most time with this program over anybody. He's there. You can drive by the Thunder clubhouse and look off Ring Road, and you'll see a burgundy Ford F-150 sitting outside the clubhouse. He's cleaning. He's getting equipment ready. He's got the dirtiest, grimiest job of the group, and he's there every day, smile on his face, and he's put in countless hours with this program, helping develop it.
As an alumni, how are you feeling right now?
I'm pretty proud. I thought I was excited when they won the PFC championship. I'm pretty freaking excited right now. I can't wait to get down there on the field and with some of these guys who I battled with and played beside to get there and congratulate them. It feels really good as an alumni.
As we said, we'll have the trophy presentation for you. We'll also try to get some words with Scott McCauley before this broadcast. We wrap it up. We are a minute and a half away from a coronation. Kickoff bounces off of one of the up men, and again, some pushing and shoving out there, and it's just time to just, you know what, let's just play this final 87 seconds and get out of here.
And you know what?
It's all academic.
I think that's
now.
what it's like on this side, on our side of the field.
Well, I will.
With the Thunder.
There was it looked there as if one of the Thunder players maybe took a shot there, but maybe that was just, last chance I'm going to get with you, and you've taken a couple of cheap ones on me, but let's just get this thing over with.
And I think the Thunder want to get to hoisting that trophy.
I agree with you. Bennett's in the football game. Bennett, flags come down, and Bennett's going to run now. A second flag comes down, and Bennett will just give himself up at the 53-yard line, but this one's going to come back because of holding.
Jordan Kuziak just took the dirtiest, cheapest hold I've ever seen. Michael Bittman beat him clean off the edge, and he just grabbed Michael by the back of the jersey and tried pulling him down. That was just an idiotic play.
Holding 55, Vancouver Island, repeat, first down.
And you're going to see it here. Michael comes off the edge, and
well, as I said, I know Brendan Werett's going to be very happy down there, as well he should. As should everybody connected with the Thunder.
Yeah, it's
not just this year, but in years gone past. This is a momentous day for this football team.
Absolutely.
Bennett's throw is caught by Tomaszak, and Tomaszak will be pushed out of bounds at the 51-yard line. As making the tackle out there was Tunnicliffe.
I think that was Landon Walter, and he's getting jawed out from the bench. The coaching staff is getting into it now with Landon Walter over there.
A $1:11 to go. 55-26 your score. Bennett to throw. He will throw it way to, lobs it over the head of the intended receiver. That was Ashton Galloway. Again, some flags are down.
And Jordan Kuziak just took another bad hold.
I was going to say, I think
Michael
it's the same
Pittman,
guy.
But it ended up hurting. He ended up bringing Michael Bittman into the legs of his quarterback, and he's just being an idiot out there. It's just, they're not being classy right now. They're not being good sports, and I hate to see this. It's bad for the game. There's no reason to be a poor loser.
.66 seconds to go. And the Raiders certainly have let it get away from them here in the waning moments of this fourth quarter. It'll be 3rd and 21. So this could be the last offensive play of the year for Vancouver Island. Bennett will throw it down the seam, and he's going to have a man, Rodriguez, but Rodriguez can't squeeze it at the first down marker, and it'll be a turnover on downs. And Jeremy Williams had something to say to Sokolowski as they went off the field. Sokolowski just walks away.
Well, Tanner's going to be coming. Tanner knows what he's getting at the end of this game, so he'd rather go celebrate with his teammates than waste time drawing on the field. So
1 minute to go, and as I said, nobody is left here. Crowd of about what, 5,000 maybe?
I think Bryn said it at halftime. It was an estimated crowd of about 5,000. They were still counting the tickets, but it's a good crowd out here, absolutely.
And not a lot of left. I think there's going to be. I think some people are going to be leaking some awesome in a few minutes, Drew.
Yeah.
Kyle Siemens looks to be in the victory formation. Clock ticking down. And we'll do that a couple of more times. And then we can call it a night and bring out the Canadian Bowl. Victory formation. Kyle Siemens to take the snap. Everybody's up. Siemens takes a knee. And I think they're going to have to do it. Well, what are they going to bring out the kick team, or what are they going to do here? They have to do it one more time. There's no use bringing out the kick team. The Thunder, did they just sort of misread the clock?
I think they must have. I don't think they ran the clock as long as they wanted to.
I didn't even realize we were at third down. Victory formation's a little embarrassing when you turn it over on downs, even though you're up by 29.
Oh, no, they're punting. They're punting.
Okay. Well,
okay.
It was third down. All right, maybe the referees are just, as we wind her down here. McGee's just going to kick it out of bounds. That might be a net kick of about, I didn't even get to the first down stick.
Yeah, they don't care.
Yeah, they don't care now.
They're just going through the motions.
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
fine.
Yeah. It's a big moment for this program, and I think this whole group of guys realize it, and it's something else to see it at home, on home turf.
Bennett's last throw, caught by Tompkins, and a low tackle, but one that I'm sure nobody's going to apologize for.
No.
And this will be the last play of the 2013 Canadian Bowl. Bennett, he is just going to heave it up, throws it downfield, it's intercepted! Chris Tunnicliffe with the pick. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the 2013 Canadian Bowl champions, they are your Regina Thunder!
Amazing. It's awesome to watch, and you see all the alumni rushing the field. You see Derek Lamer son Connor running around with the flag. Everyone's excited. It's awesome. And you're going to see the Raiders leave the field without shaking hands or waiting for the trophy ceremony.
We will be right back with the trophy presentation. Your final, the Regina Thunder have beaten the Vancouver Island Raiders 55-26. They are the 2013 Canadian Bowl champions. You're watching Access 7. There you see the scene. Well, there you see the Regina on a Saturday night. And if we can pan that camera over just a little bit. Well, there we go. There's the scene. The Regina Thunder is celebrating a Canadian Junior Football Championship, their first in 14 years, as they have beaten the Vancouver Island Raiders by a score of 55-26. Drew Bars has left me. He has gone down to join with the rest of the alumni and celebrate down there, and really can't blame him, as he's just as pumped as all the other alumni are. And what an afternoon for Asher Hastings. I haven't got final numbers. I don't know if I'll get final numbers or not, but Asher Hastings threw for 5 touchdown passes at the half. He had thrown for 262 yards and 4 touchdowns. We'll try to get his final numbers for you before we go off the air. I can see the Canadian Bowl is down at center field. A lot of people on the field. I'm looking for our Carlin Haroff. I don't see her, but I know she's in the masses there somewhere. Now I see the Canadian Bowl. I guess that's the MVP trophies and that. The Canadian Bowl just by the Thunder sideline. A couple of Mounties have their hands on it. And as I said, I'm sure there's quite a lot of emotion on the field right now, as well there should be. As the Thunder, it's been 14 years, but they have finally climbed the top of the mountain, and they are the champions of Canadian Junior Football. As I said, it was a great day for Asher Hastings. Mitch Thompson caught 2. Keller had 1. Carr had 1. And where does he go? Who was the other one? Justin Bannon had the 5th one. Nick Brown had a big touchdown in the 3rd quarter. Total team effort today for the Thunder. A lot of people still out there, and we're hoping to get the presentation, the interview with Scott McCauley, but I don't know if we're going to have time. But if not, certainly congratulations to the Thunder for what was a great season, and of course a championship season, and chances are that there'll be a few members of the Thunder on with Pete Pasqua and myself on Locker Talk either this Tuesday or perhaps the Tuesday after. We might give the guys a couple of days to celebrate. But now let's go down to the presentation.
Number 8, Asher
I don't know.
Now to make the presentation of the Hawks versus the Warriors defensive player of the game. His former Saskatoon Utah and Edmonton Eskimos player.
And now they're going to award the defensive player of the game.
From the Regina Thunder, number 54,
And Brett Sellinger will get the honors as the defensive player of the game. And now there's just one trophy left. As you see the massive humanity down there. A lot of happy football players down there, and for good reason.
to make the presentation of the Canadian Bowl to the 2013 CJFL champion, your Regina Thunder.
Yep. So as there you see the presentation, and as they hand off the Canadian Bowl to the Regina Thunder, we got to leave you. So for Drew Bars, for producer Kevin Foote, and all the volunteers that helped make this a success, I'm Mitchell Blair. The Regina Thunder, the 2013 Canadian Junior Football Champions. They beat the Vancouver Island Raiders. We hope you enjoyed it. You've been watching Access 7.